bars, this the blueprint to break chains. Freedom ain't free, gotta claim it. They told us we was free, but we still in a cage. Modern day slaves, now the shackles in our brain. They push the same game, colonized thought trains. Programmed to parrot white lies and maintain. Stand up, rise up, we kings, not pawns. Built pyramids, now they wanna call us cons. Forget the oppressor, I ain't bowing to no throne. They fear a black mind that's equipped and full grown. Riders hold ground, they don't fold or run. Tethers flee fast, ducking fights in the sun. This is power in my pen, liberation in my tone. Y'all running from the smoke, I'm reclaiming what's my own.
We rise, break, change this our time. Black mind, free, unshackled design. No fear, no flight, stand tall, aligned. Freedom, state of mind.
Yo, freedom, state of mind. Victimhood a weapon, got us stuck on repeat. If you fear confrontation, then your freedom's incomplete. This is mental warfare, time to fight for the win. We the chosen generation, gotta end where it begins. The oppressor taught you flee, but your soul is a rider. Turn revolutionaries into meek outsiders, but we soldiers stand strong, no more hiding in the dark. Got the blueprint from the elders, now we igniting the spark. I see the weak break, but the warriors advance. Chains don't come off if you scared to take a stance. They wanna see us split, keep our focus divided, but united we rise, liberation is provided.
We rise, break, change this our time. Black mind, free, unshackled design. No fear, no flight, stand tall, aligned. Freedom, state of mind.
Yo, freedom, state of mind. The mindset of a king, no retreat, no bow. No handouts taken, I'm the master of now. Oppression is a system built to make us doubt, but we flipping the script cause we burning it out. Y'all fleeing overseas, think the answer's abroad, while we build up the trenches, planting seeds in the yard. This for the black rider, the one who won't bend. For the mothers raising kings, for the warriors to defend. It's a new revolution, a state of black mind. Free from their labels, they shackles, they bind. We write the story, no victim in our pen. It's the anthem of the free for the world to transcend.
We rise, break, change is our time. Black mind, free, unshackled design. No fear, no flight, stand tall, aligned. Freedom, state of mind.
Yo, freedom, state of mind. This ain't just about us. It's about what's next.
Come on.
Freedom ain't just a word, it's a mindset.
It's a mindset. Come on, come on. Y'all coming up in here, hit that like button. That like button. We about to get started. Topic today is, why are you Pan-African? Why? We want to know why. We want to know, why are you Pan-African? Why are you Pan-African? That's what we want to know. Come on up in here, hit that like button. We about to get started.
Snitch it, tell it, snitch it, tell it. They don't see the line blurred, truth stay selling.
Snitch it, tell it, snitch it, tell it.
Tethered to betrayal, but the vision's compelling.
Snitch it, tell it, snitch it, tell it.
Roots of the movement, no fakes in the dwelling.
Snitch it, tell it, snitch it, tell it.
Loyalty is the code, they fold, we're repelling. I hear whispers in the cracks, serpents slithering still, dodging truth like they matrix.
Hold on, we're gonna get it started. Y'all hit that like button when y'all come on up in here. We about to have the conversation. We're gonna try to have a friendly conversation. I want to talk to Pan-Africanists. I want to talk to Africans. I want to talk to my family, foundational Black Americans. And I want to ask the question, why are you Pan-African? And why are you not Pan-African? So let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. We're going to play some more music, get some people a chance to get up in the room. I know I'm starting early. I'm back at my early time. We're going to see if I stay at this time or not. Usually I get targeted and they try to take down my page. So I just switch to nighttime. But we're gonna see how this morning time work again. And if it work out, I might just be here with the family early in the morning like I used to. So come on up in here, hit that like button. Don't be a hater, and let's try to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So Give me 1 second here. Let me get the music straight here. Y'all know how we do it. Y'all know how we do it. Get the theme music going, and then we're gonna get started. Too much, too much. Legend in the making.
I ain't never switched. I was raised in the lion's den, standing on truth. I don't follow, I inspire man, loyal to the code, got the wisdom of 1,000. Every move I make for the fam, that's the fountain. Built from the struggle, integrity in my spine. Character solid, you can read between the lines. Talk what I live, they respect me when I speak. Name hold weight in the west and the east. Lessons from the block got me sharp like a blade. Made it out the fire, but the flame never fade. Soul made of steel, I don't shake, I don't run. I'm
Too much.
I'm the moon and the sun.
Everybody know me.
Too much, too much. When you see me on the street,
Too much, too much. I'll be on TikTok.
always
Standing on. Get them lights up, y'all. We about to get started.
everybody know me. Too much, too much. When you see me
Be on the street.
too much, too much.
I'll be on TikTok.
Too much, too much.
Always standing on business.
Too much. Legacy on my back, I don't bend, I don't fold. Too much to name, but I never do the most. Principles embedded, they don't come with a cost. I took every L like
The boss never lost.
Talk to the youth like a prophet in the street.
Come on.
Every bar is a jewel.
Them lights up, y'all.
Every line is elite. Got the aura of a king. Calm, never loud. But when I step in the room, I
Still move the crowd.
Sticking to the code, I don't break, I create. Everything I built from the ground, now it's great. Said I couldn't do it, now I'm living what I said.
I'm too much.
Lead with heart.
Not just bread.
Everybody know me. Too much, too much. When you see me on the street, too much, too much.
I'll be on TikTok.
Too much, too much.
Always standing on business.
Too much.
Everybody know me.
Too much, too much.
When you see me on the street.
Too much, too much. I'll be on TikTok. Too much,
We about to get started in just a minute, y'all.
too much, too much.
Oh, my
Lyric
voice.
never lie, I reflect what's divine. Discipline the fuel, got my purpose in line. They imitate the stance, but the soul ain't matching. I do it for the bloodline.
I'm still here. I just switched to the evening. And I said, let me come back to the morning to deal with the family. That's it.
Good morning, Too Much. Good morning, Tan.
What's up, Wolfie? How you been, girl?
Eyes on the prize, but my mind in the stars. Blueprint in my arms, no facade, no fraud. Speak truth in the world full of fiction and fronts.
I'm too much.
I'm the future they
Come on. See me on the street. Been in the lab with a pen and a pad. Everybody know me. Standing tall for the lineage. Always more. And get them lights up. So let me talk to the family real quick, y'all. What's going on, everybody? Listen, I know y'all saying where have I been? If y'all don't know, I was doing a nighttime. I was doing a nighttime show. I was doing an evening show, I should say, right? My page was getting targeted. I kept getting bananaed. So I just said, you know what? Let me just move to a new time. And those that knew about it came over there. We had a great time. We chopped up some good game. And now I'm like, man, let me come back to the mornings, man. It's like almost about 4:43 a.m. where I'm at. I'm on the West Coast right now. So I'm here. You know, I've been working on some projects and things like that, but I'm here. Let me tell y'all what's going on. Make sure y'all, if y'all don't know, where my people at, man? I guess when you switch times, people forget, you know, they don't know. Or they're not sending out the notification letting people know I'm on. So make sure you come in here, like the live, share the live, let people know that I am live. We got a conversation / debate I want to have. I want to ask the family, why are you not Pan-African? And I want to ask the diaspora, why are you Pan-African? That's the conversation we're going to have. If y'all don't know what happened with our brother 𝗖𝗄𝗏 Nichols, they let those police off. They let those tethers off. We've been trying to tell you that those police officers who did that to our brother 𝗖𝗏 Nichols were tethers. And guess what? They got off because they were working as white supremacy henchmen. See, the system is designed to protect the ideology of white supremacy. So it's not really about what color you are. It's about upholding the system. And they could never have whooped on no YT man like that and got off, right? Because that wouldn't be upholding YT supremacy, would it? That wouldn't be upholding the ideology of YT supremacy, would it?
I didn't know if you need a Heyman.
That wouldn't be that wouldn't be the real. So we know we had a bunch of tethers just whoop on our brother and got off.
Whoop,
Now,
they unalived him.
Unalived him, whooped on him, unalived him, and got off. And got scot-free, got off. Now we know there's still some things going on in the federal. I guess they're gonna come at it and try to But as far as the state level, they got off, y'all.
But don't they get less time in the federal, but they have to serve it consecutively like that, you know?
You got to do like 80, 90% of that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't no 25.
But they have luxury. I always thought I know you could tell I never been. You missed my birthday. I turned 43.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what's up.
I just thought that they get less of time, but they have privilege in the feds. I always thought about the people eating steak and lobster in the feds. I don't know why. That's just.
Let me not even pretend like I've ever.
Don't act like you know either.
Let me not pretend like I act like I know. I heard it's not like prison.
That's what I heard.
Time is different than prison.
Because I heard one of them pled guilty. I was thinking about that last night.
One of them took a plea deal, and he's supposed to tell on everybody else.
For feds, he got acquitted, but he pled guilty for the feds. So that made me like, is the feds really like the lobster and shrimp of prison? I don't know.
No, she said lobster and shrimp of prison. Jesus Christ. I don't want to do no time period. I don't want to do no fed time.
I don't want to sit in the back of a police car. Don't put the handcuffs on me.
I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that. But if it come to that, I'm standing on business. I like how our brother, listen, I'm not condoning our brother Robert Hinton Jr., right? I don't condone taking innocent life, but when you're distraught like that, I'm 100% for his case. He wasn't in the right mind.
I feel like this, and when we get on this conversation, I'll be running from y'all men over here on this side of town. I feel like men should have black men and black women, but right now the focus on black men.
But that's what happens
okay
when
for
men get
black
emotional.
men to have emotions.
That's what happened. But see, that's what I be trying to tell our ladies so they understand.
You tell our ladies, and you've been you and cousin get on my nerves, but I love y'all to death. You've been telling ladies that men cannot be vulnerable with other women.
I'm not saying
women, they should be vulnerable with men.
Yes.
And I say no.
Because if we would have had some men,
get you to calm down. We are the only ones, not a man.
No. Listen. When a man gets fully into his emotions.
They don't know our relationship. They probably think we're gonna start.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about relationship, but this.
We get along real well. We love each other, and we just like brothers and sisters, and that's all.
But that's what I'm saying. If he would have had some brothers around him, we could have got with him. But like, man, I know what you're thinking. I know.
But it would have took a woman to say, "Don't let him drive that car." Think about it.
Yes and no. I hear what you're saying.
Even a man, but a woman,
Women have a common thing, but again, when you're around, listen, that woman was just emotional as him. She could have been like, "Go handle your business," because our women are right. They're like, "Go handle your business." That's our son. Go handle your business. We don't know if that was the story because I saw the lady speak on the mic. She got that rider spirit in her.
True.
She got that rider spirit in her. So you can't have two people in their emotions, especially when your son passed, You want your lick back.
Yeah. You want
You
your
want your
lick.
lick back. You want your lick back.
This is
So
a good topic to
yeah,
know.
yeah. You want
So you coming to take the morning away from me? Fine, I give it up. I do not.
no. I ain't coming to take
No,
the
no,
morning.
no,
I
no.
just decided to come back. I
We
decided to come back
need to
home
get you
real
back
quick.
up, and we miss you. People have been asking about you. Your name have been mentioned this week.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, I might try it again for a few more mornings. You know, what happened was
You know your schedule. You'll come in the morning, and then when you have to switch at night, me personally, I roll with whatever. You know, nighttime I go to sleep, so when I'm up, I can come in. But in the morning, you know, I'm an early bird.
I hear you. I am too. I'm an early bird too. So you know, I try to get a lot of things done in the morning.
So I'll be here. I will be here as long as you know, on all pages. I'll be here.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you, sister. Trust me. But yeah, man. You know, I was getting targeted in the morning.
Me
So,
too. Me too.
you know, I get bananaed. You know, I get my page taken down, and you know, I wasn't liking that. You know, so I was like, let me just go to the night times where there's not as many tethers up. You know,
It's this morning shift. The morning we have to get they going to sleep. The Africans are going to sleep or getting ready to lay down, or it's the afternoon. The Africans are either going to work, you know, and they had this mass reporting. That's why I was like, when you say you want the morning, yeah, I go back to the afternoon because it's not that many of them up.
Right. You know, so but I want to have, you know, we'll see. I want to have the conversation. What's up,
This is a good time.
Madonna? I can't hear you. You sound muffled. Are you a woman or a man, the Madonna?
Good morning. How are you doing today? Hey, my team.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm a brother. I don't know. You know,
Let's get the conversation started. What's the topic?
the topic is, why are you Pan-African, or why are you not Pan-African? I want to have both conversations, and I want to bring
to be the
people
first
here so
one.
we can have the conversation. Why are you? You know, here's my thing. Why are you Pan-African? Okay, because we are not Africans. If you're a foundational Black American, our roots don't trace back to a distant flag. We are the roots.
Of America. And
We don't have to look outside for anything. Everything we did, we built it inside of the United States and predates the United States. You understand what I'm saying?
yes,
We
sir.
already have a rich and history and culture here. Now, maybe 10,000 years ago, we was Africans. Maybe.
But does it matter?
It doesn't, because in the last 400 or 500 years, we've been foundational Black Americans. This is our lineage. This is our culture. So why would you want to change that and go build up somewhere else? I
They
want
do.
y'all to understand this. Pan-Africans are exiles.
Mm-hmm.
We're not exiles. Pan-Africans hate Black Americans. They hate us.
Pan-African hate
Despise.
USA.
Yeah, Pan-Africans hate and despise our heritage, our culture. They want to be Africans.
Too much say 8 or something else because we don't want TikTok coming in. Did that make sense? We love TikTok shop. Say 8. Don't say the H word.
Okay, eight. Okay.
Yeah.
We love TikTok shop, but Pan-Africans do dislike us.
Or say indifferent.
Yeah, Pan-Africans are indifferent to foundational Black Americans. They help perpetuate the thing. They help perpetuate we don't have a culture. Our women are all this. You know, they're the ones. They're really the ones that hate our. They're really the ones that hate our sisters. If you want to think about it, they don't like our sisters.
You notice the passport bros are not Pan-African for some reason. I ain't understand the switch up, but I see it.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Go find love where you gonna find love, but you don't gotta put down your people to do it.
You don't.
Your people are your people. We all got problems and issues amongst ourselves, and we gonna get it right. But you don't gotta put down your lineage. You don't see other cultures do that to their women. So why are we doing that? Why are Pan-Africans the main ones who do that. If you grew up with a dislike and a hate and an indifference towards your people and your culture, you're gonna embrace somebody else's culture
Yeah.
real quick. So my question is, why are you Pan African or why are you not Pan African? Go ahead, sweetie.
Okay, so I would say the reason that I was Pan African, it's not that I was really Pan, because I guess I was really Pan. I have love for people. I love people. And I love black people. In America, we are taught to love black people. I like being black. I actually endure being dark skinned. If y'all hear me, I love being my mama dark skinned baby. You understand? I take that with pride. My family made me feel like my skin tone was the most beautiful brown skin in the world because they was all a lighter hue. So they celebrated the blackness. Um, which to the point that I think the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice is the most beautiful thing, the dark skin. But it was just supporting of my people no matter what, because when I was growing up, everybody that was around me was Black American. It was no other. It was no different. If you was in America, you was black and we was one. If we did see the difference, it was probably someone like I don't know, a Caribbean island, but they was on black code too in the 90s. Everybody was black. So, this I'm not black is something that I heard Dominicans say through media through New York. I'm not black. I'm not black. That's not nothing I had experienced. So being pro-black and pan was something that means helping out, being there for everything black, which is now is B1 for me. But what made me stop and put a hold, and it took me a while, because first I went to get my feelings hurt about hearing the things they said, and then I was like, you know what? They don't even have the right to say any of these things. None of them. And so it started with social media. Not that I think, social media only been around for 21 years. And the things that we have seen in the last 21 years, or, have privileged to see, has been 21 years of disrespect from the diaspora. Being that I know our history, knowing that we are the people who provided care, help financially, physically, spiritually, since the 1800s or before the 1800s, to the diaspora, to the Caribbean, to other places, that it made me think, why are they coming over here instead of helping us challenge the oppressor? They're challenging us. And since they challenging us, it's no way for me to stand for them and still be paying or have a unity or allyship when they feel like we are the bottom bearers. And, they feel less of us. When they speak about us, it's always negative. And then at the same time, they want our same support because their country, their island is going through something. No. I'm for the United States, the place that they moved to for a better life. And I like to keep it a better life for all.
Come on. I mean, you said it right there. Why would we want to join them when they want to join us here? Why would we want to go over there and in our history and our culture and our lineage be erased because we're over there, when they want to come over here and replace us and adopt our history and our culture here? Y'all see what happens when they drop their anchor babies over here? Their children don't want to leave the United States. Their children actually talk and think they are us. They start saying our ancestors when they get over here. They start saying, man, we all won. They all of a sudden, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King are their heroes, not ours. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They want to come over here and be the new Negro over here, and they want us to go over there.
They not paying.
And they're not even, say that again.
They're not paying.
Africans who come over here are not even Pan-Africans.
Not even over in the continent.
Not even over in the continent. That's a fact. So again, why are you a Pan-African? I need a good definition of a Pan African. I need a good definition. Is Pan African global black unity,
No.
diaspora consciousness? Is it a return to Africa? Is that what Pan African is? A global black unity, a diaspora consciousness, a return to Africa? Show me someone who has those ideologies.
But the thing about it, at first, Pan seemed like a pride. Now Pan African seemed like a charity case. And I'm not into that type of charity case. It seemed like a charity case now, you know? Pan Africans is for the people who feel like they're suffering and they need help. Instead of we're proud to be from or descended from. It's a joke right now.
It's been, listen, if you are still a Pan African, if you're still thinking like a Marcus Garvey or a W.E.B. Du Bois or a Kwame Nkrumah, uh, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, you could put those jeans on, but they're not yours. They don't fit. If you are a Black American and you're on the fence, and you still might call yourself an African American, or you're just now understanding or trying to understand what is this FBA thing all about. Okay, you need to understand that you know nothing about what you're trying to. And look, like I said, listen, I'm never going to say I was a Pan African, but I had a mindset that, hey man, at one point I thought that Africa was the motherland. I, at one point I was curious about the African culture and the African people. At one point, I
But it
mean,
was never supposed to make them feel like they can put the continent before us. Because we were so pan, it gave these Africans a false identity, a falsehood of they feel like the originals, the better, the superior.
listen, if you tell a baby long enough that they're your parent, they're gonna believe it. If you tell a kid anything long enough, they're
Why
gonna
we couldn't have rich parents? Why we had to choose the poorest of the poor?
man, listen. Sometimes you realize that you got that sometimes you don't realize the thing that you got popping over here that you wish you were embraced. You know, because of the I see, listen, we have abandonment issues, right? Because because of what we went through here in this country, we have not been accepted by the dominant society, and
I
we've
don't think
come
we
to
have
terms
abandonment issues.
and embraced that. We've come to terms and we've embraced. I don't. That's the wrong word. It's not abandonment
Yeah,
issue.
that kind of hurt it a little.
Yeah, it's not that it's an abandonment issue. We have not been accepted by some of our people and the dominant society. It seems like we've always felt kind of like a displacement for a while in our land. That some of us have sought to look overseas and thinking we're going to get accepted over there. Let me break that myth for some of you guys. I've been over there. Okay, very hospitable people, especially if you get away from the tourist sites and you go into the country. It's cool, but you're not one of them. They have their own history, they have their own culture, they have their own way of doing things. And if you are American, you're not going to be fully comfortable with how they do things over there. You're just not. You're not going to be fully comfortable with the system that they have in place over there because it's not your system. It's not the system that your ancestors stood on and fought for. We fought for everything we got over here. So our standard of living and our way of life is always going to be a little bit it's going to be better. We have it better here. But there's a draw that draws you to Africa. Like I said, I've been over there. I've done business over there. I've had businesses and tried to bring business agriculture over there to over here. And they have when it comes to square business, they have a long way to go. Integrity is not built into their system like it is here. Customer service is not built into their system like it's built here. A standardized way of doing business is not built into their system like it is here. They have a long way to go before we get to that level where we can do square business with these people and have a good relationship. There's a reason why they don't do business with themselves within the country. Do y'all know that? There's a reason why they don't have an Amazon or a mailing system. There's a reason why they have all the resources and the natural resources and they don't benefit from them. There's a reason why they got all this farmland and things like that and they're not able to feed everybody in their country.
It's the thing that they think that the blackness come from them, and this is why we're not paying. Blackness don't come from you. And that is the disrespect. It's kind of insecure, that you will try to latch on to that identity of the Western after a European already gave you your identity. Be proud of what you call yourself that they gave you and stop trying to call yourself what we call ourselves. You're not connected to black. Black was never your identity until you start being influenced by Black Americans.
You got colonized and you believe, listen, I get it. Everybody lied to you and they said that Africa was a black.
You're not 100% black. You're 100%, and you're not even 100% of your bloodline. You was colonized. You was moved around. You migrated. Go take a blood test and get back to us if you can afford it.
Listen. Black is an American terminology, an American word. It's an American language. It's not in the lexicon of African. See, y'all been believing the colonizer for so long. They told you that you guys were the motherland. They told you that everybody came out of Africa, right? They fed you all this stuff, which y'all, I don't know, y'all took it and y'all ran with it, but y'all didn't do the research on it.
Oh, they didn't do nothing to help the culture push forward. Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, East Africa, Central, North, what have y'all contributed to the world to be concluded as in our blackness? Do not conclude yourself. You just stay as Africans until you start contributing something to the world instead of your tribal ways that don't nobody pay attention. Peep this. Y'all had a march the other day, April the 30th. Was it on any of the Western news? No, we don't care.
They had a what?
Exactly.
What did they have?
A march, a protest.
The rest of the world, listen, man, and we can understand that to a certain extent because we have a lot of things going on in the Black American culture that the media doesn't put out there either.
That's true.
You know, so we can empathize with that and we can sympathize with that a little bit because we understand that there's a lot more.
But whenever we have a movement or a protest, the world watches.
Yeah, yes,
the world is watching us right now, trying to see what's our next move.
Thank God for social media right now because social media is really televised way more than the news and getting our narratives out there way more. So we got to be thankful for social media platforms that allow us that allow this push. Now we know that they're going to push it and spin it to make it fit them, but they're amplifying our words and getting our voice out there. But we know how it is to.
Too much. Guess who joined my panel yesterday?
Who joined your panel?
Tamara Rice, auntie.
Who?
Tamara Rice.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
That's what's up. You know, I've had people on this podcast that joined my platform that were that were big in the YouTube world. 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀 has been on this platform many times.
Do you know what I'm talking about? The 12-year-old little boy.
Yeah, Tamara Rice auntie. Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. And how was that experience? How was she on the panel?
We was talking about what was going on with Ronnie Hinton Jr.
Ronnie Hinton Jr.
And she came up and gave her, you know, she waited. She was on the panel, and then I put it on the page for y'all to see some of it. But she gave her input on what happened when her nephew was unalive by the police. She said he was only up there for like 8 minutes.
Okay.
The police unalived him within 8 seconds.
Oh wow.
And you know, it was a toy pew. And they didn't even, the police lied on the report and said that told him to put down the pew, but the window was up. So, and they didn't render aid any kind of way. They didn't give aid. And she explained that. And then she explained when they had all the mothers of like Trayvon Martin and all of them in a room together, and how they was trying to just tell them to humble us and have us not to go out there and destroy stuff. Basically what you're seeing now.
That's what it is, man. They want us to be they want to do injustice towards us, and they don't want us to get on cold and start doing what we do. And that's really all they're worried and concerned about. But listen, we already knew. See, this is what we wasn't blind of. Even though we knew we had to take down and dismantle the Democratic Party, we knew what a Trump in office was going to do. We weren't naive about that. Foundation of Black Americans, we weren't naive about the nationalism, the YT nationalism that was going to empower, the YT sentiments that was going to come from a Trump presidency. We wasn't naive of that. So again, we got to remind ourselves that we still got to stand on business. Although I don't condone taking an innocent life, and I don't really call any police officer really innocent. I don't want to be kind of like that, but that brother was, I run with the narrative that brother was distraught. That brother was in his emotions. He wasn't in his right mind. He was grieving for his son. He saw that they unalived his son and did not have to. And he took it upon it. Yes, he took it upon himself to get his lick back, and he took it out on any officer that he could. So although I'm like, go get the person that did it, I feel that, but at the end of the day, again, policing is a power system. It's a system. So it's not just one person. It's the system. So he went after one person, which was part of the system. And I'm not justifying. I'm just saying he went after one person that was part of the system, and he got his lick back. And I honestly, I don't think you can blame that brother. If you see your child unalive by a system of race soldiers, at one point he's a hero. I know some people may not agree with that, but at one point he's a hero. He is a father. He stood on business, and you can never say he didn't love his son. He did what he was supposed to do. He avenged. Now, how he did it, I probably would have done it a different way, because I wouldn't have been in that emotional state. But when he walked in that courtroom, everything was congruent. He held his head up high. You could see he was having conversations with himself, and he was encouraging himself while he was in a room full of thugs, because they came in that room. They came. That wasn't no solidarity. That wasn't no. That was a police. That was a race soldier thug meeting, and he was up in there like, yeah.
If you had to look up Pan-African, this conversation is not for you.
Yeah, let me bring up some more people up in here. But yeah, that's just what it is. That's just what it is. So we still on the topic. Why are you Pan-African? And why are you not Pan-African? What in Africa Why would you want to? Why would you want to replace your kin? Why would you want to put on some kente cloth when you come from a people who dress fly?
Do you know? Can I say something, please?
Because Kente Claw
I'm
was
from.
made in China.
Can I
Why
speak?
would you want to replace Afro beats with hip hop?
Can I
Because
say
You want to
something?
replace Jollof rice with,
Delilah came
with
to America
why,
and was dating a
why
black
would you want to replace collard greens and cornbread with Jollof rice? You
because
have
some
an
people make
industry
it
that's
good.
rich here. Why are you focused on building up a country that doesn't want to build himself up?
Well, I'm not. I'm not focused on building up a country that's not actually my homeland.
So
So
excuse, hold on, man. Where are you from? And what's
I'm from New Zealand.
you're
I'm from
from
New
New
Zealand.
Zealand?
I'm Māori. I'm Māori. I'm indigenous. I'm
Okay,
indigenous. I'm
okay,
Māori
ma'am, ma'am,
from
ma'am. We're talking about Pan
Aotearoa.
Africanism. We're talking about Pan
Yeah, I know,
Africanism.
but
I'll
that's
allow you to
okay.
speak for I'll allow you
I
to speak
can
for a little
relate.
while, but you gotta be
Yep,
relevant
yep.
to the
Can I just
situation.
say?
So go
Can I
ahead.
just say that there's really not a lot of difference between Pan Africanism and my own culture or anyone's culture that's indigenous, for instance.
You
Like
don't know what you're
if
talking
you're
about, ma'am. Drop.
Yeah. Go ahead and drop her, Wolfie. Go ahead and drop her.
I'm on this a new page. This
Oh,
new
okay.
page. This
Okay,
new
okay.
page.
Okay. Ma'am, we're gonna have
oh
to
no,
revisit this
You can
you didn't
mod
let
conversation.
me
me.
finish. You didn't let me finish.
You talking about Pan African and different cultures. You don't know what you're talking about. We don't
Yeah,
want
we
to
got
entertain your
yeah,
ignorance this morning.
I got you, ma'am. You're from New Zealand, but really not gonna have nothing to do with why are you Pan African and why are you not. If you thinking Pan African is indigenous, it's not. Okay. Pan Africans usually do not like themselves and they want to uplift another continent than their own continent. Pan Africans feel like they are exiles and they are prisoners and they want to go escape and run and think it's going to be all fun and games in Africa. And we got people who've been to Ghana. We got people who live in Ghana right now and they're having the if I'm not mistaken, didn't they have something where they had Ghanaians trying to tell Black Americans, "Hey, man, this is how it is out here, and you gotta side with us. We're not gonna side with you."
I am not siding with 38 million people, and we have more Black Americans than they have people living in Ghana.
But that's what happens when you go to Africa. You got to become you have to move like they move out there. You
So I
can't
have a
bring your
question, right?
Americanism there with you. Go ahead.
So I'm not African, by the way. I'm Black American. I'm from Louisiana and North Carolina. All my people come from here. But I would say I'm pro-Black and I'm Pan-African in mentality. Um, why do y'all conflate Pan-Africanism with going back to Africa?
Because that was the goal. That was always the goal. Pan African is to support Africa and to dismiss the United States of America. So you
That's not
cannot
true.
fight for two things at the same time. Pan African was basically to say that they hated everything that the America stood for, the America is, and we shouldn't be here. We should help Africa. That's why we was helping Africa. So many, and this first and second generation, they don't give a damn what we done. And they act like it was so long ago. They don't care. They disrespectful. They disrespectful to the lineage, to our ancestors. They say the exact same thing that the Europeans have been saying, and we have been proving them wrong. We are literally still fighting our oppressors and have to turn our head and look at the melanated person that we've been helping for over a century. Over a century. The Pan-Africanist has never helped us. It's always helped them. And they easily fall for the propaganda and say words that we don't even use in 2025 to us.
Okay, let me ask you
It's
why
not
why
candy.
are, why are you Pan African?
Well, I'm Pan-African because I believe in the total upliftment of all Black people globally, and the liberation of us from white supremacy.
Do you know that Africans don't even believe in the same thing you believe in?
Like what Africans?
They don't believe in the
Nigeria.
upliftment of all Black people and a Black globalism. They don't believe in that. They're
South
very
Africa.
tribal. They're
What is
very
the
tribal.
origin of a Pan African? I'm sorry, I just walked in.
Rwanda.
Yeah, hold on, real quick. I'm gonna get to you. But again,
Sudan,
what you may believe in, they don't believe in. They don't practice. You
Ethiopia,
don't practice what you're preaching, is what I'm saying. And most Pan Africans I run
Libya.
into, they don't practice what they preach. They tell you they tell you a game. Most of it is a con and a scam. Like Dr. Umar, shout out to that brother, but he's making a lot of money off of
Mm-hmm.
no money never, and all that. He's making a
Mm-hmm.
lot of money off that mentality of black people and
Mm-hmm.
African people and Jamaican people. It's a
Mm-hmm.
business for him, but he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really practice what he preaches because there's no unity in Africa. So when you say the upliftment of black people globally, they don't uplift black people globally in Africa.
Can I speak on that?
Go ahead.
So there's like thousands of tribes like within any country in Africa, right?
Hmm.
So when Europeans came during the Berlin conference, what they did was they recognized that these people had like ethnic differences, right? Even in Black America, we have like sub-ethnic groups. Like my people are the Mississippi Deltan people, right? And that's different from the Louisiana Creoles or the Gullah-Geechee or the Chesapeake people in the north. Like we all have our
Did she say
ethnic
she's from
differences, right? But we're
Louisiana?
all united under the front of being Black Americans. But like in Africa, Europeans saw that these people had all these ethnic differences, so they used it against one another to create like confusion and division. So you can't put that on Africans necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was Europeans, and that's what I'm
Mm-mm.
like trying to say is that white sea people have always used us as people against one another. Like we can see it in every movement, in every black empowerment movement we've had in the US. They've used people that look like us to subjugate
What
us.
do that have
Like
to do with
so,
Africa?
huh?
What do that have to do with Africa? Because the simple fact that
I just
Africans
said
taught the
it.
Europeans how to enslave other Africans. They was already enslaving their own people.
Can I just ask the question?
They was
It's like, what is
already
the
Okay, go
they
origin?
was
ahead.
al-
You
they
can
been
move to other
enslaving their
people.
own people since the 7th century. They have a whole route going from north to the south. You can actually look up the map.
I want to
When
let
they
her
the ones
finish
that
before we
built
move on
those
to something else.
churches and
Before we
castles.
get to you, before we get to your question, I want to let this lady finish and get all her points out, and then I'll ask you the same question, and then we'll answer your question. But I want this lady right here who's speaking. I want her to finish with and get everything out. We asked her why is she Pan African, and she was explaining. Now you're Mississippi Deltan. Okay, you come from a
I
rich
know.
culture, heritage, history. You got the mounds up there. You're most likely indigenous to the land. Okay, so
But she said
again,
Louisiana and North Carolina at first.
when she said the Mississippi and
I
Delta
said
are her people.
because my people on both sides are from different places. Does that make sense? Like my father's people are from Mississippi and then they moved up to Chicago
Okay,
because they were chased out. And then my people from my mom's side are from Louisiana and North Carolina. Does that make sense?
yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. So
Okay.
again, why are you Pan African when they're not Pan African in Africa? They don't want to build up Africa. They want to flee to America. Think
But
about that.
that's not true too much because we can look
No.
right now
Have you
at
been to
the sa-
Africa, ma'am? Ma'am, have you been to Africa?
yes, I have.
How many times? And where have you
I've,
been?
I've been once to Nigeria.
I've been all over. Okay, listen, I've been more than I've been at least 12 times. At least 12 times to the continent of Africa, ma'am. And
Hmm.
I can tell you, they're not Pan Africanists out there, but they're not. They're not. Just
I
by
can
what
name a
you
bunch
just
of
said,
countries.
just by what you said, they were put together. All these different tribes were put together and forced to get along with each other. And that never happened. And that was designed by the YT. You explained it. They're not Pan African, they're tribal. They don't see you as their sister or their brother. They don't see you like that. They say that, but that's not really how they feel. They don't have the spirit that we have that says we love all black people. They don't have that mentality. They weren't raised that way. They were raised tribalism. Listen, they are raised to hate on each other So why won't they hate Black Americans when they get here also? Why won't they say things like you're lazy and you're an 𝗏𝗏𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀 when they get here, when they do it back home to their own tribes over there? They bring, all they do when they come to America is bring the tribalism and that mentality there with them. And then they pass it on to their children.
Look at that
They
Nigerian
pass
girl
that
in New
same
York.
mentality on to their children. And then their children grow up here thinking they're us, hating us, telling us, oh man, Black people are lazy, Black people are this, you know, look at me, I came from Nigeria and I'm a nurse and I'm a doctor. Like, we ain't done that already. We've been
Wait,
there
can
and
I
done
say
that.
something? Can I say something to the comments?
Yeah.
Somebody said she sounds African. Are you African? I have traced my lineage back all the way to the first census. So no, I'm not African. I wouldn't be able to go back to the first census if I was African. But also want to say this in response. I mean, I get how you feel, but what's the alternative to Pan-Africanism? What is the alternative?
I'll tell you. I'm a pan-Black American. Let's build the Black community. Let's focus on the Black community. Let's build that up. Let's build our system where we work together, where we do business with each other, that's separate from the dominant society. Let's get back to building us up as a people and focusing on us as a people, and put a gate around our stuff so nobody can steal or take or think or latch onto or tether onto. That's the alternative. That's the best scenario. And then one day, let's become Pan Americans and let's build up the Americas. We got North and we got South, and we got people that are indigenous to the land that we can work with, are more easier to have a Black consciousness or an indigenous consciousness, whatever we want to call it at that point once we evolve. But Africa, they got a lot of work to do over there, and they need to focus on Africa. And they need to get that situation together first and get that respect thing together first before we can even talk about intermingle, you know, we can talk about doing business or whatever. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. And then I have another question, and then y'all can move on to other people because I don't want to take up the whole time of the live. But my last question, what like woke you up to this? Like what made you, because maybe you were Pan-African in the past, or you saw like Pan-African stuff, but like what woke you up?
You was the only one helping.
I used to see
Huh?
it as one big Negro. Yeah, but once I went over there and I realized that, hey man, that it's never gonna listen. Once you go over there, you realize it's never gonna be that. It's never. You're talking about hundreds of years of history and a culture that's embedded in these people. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're not so quick. They're not the. They're not the 𝗏𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘀𝗶cie. There are very few people that can come over here and adopt our Black consciousness. That's not. They're not even focused on liberating themselves. They're focused on the day to day of their life and their existence, and a lot of them have accepted that. You
I
know what I'm saying?
agree with you
So you
on
talk
that.
about liberation and standing on business and pushing back. No, they don't have. They don't have that in them. We have the spirit of resistance. We have the spirit of justice. We are the moral compass. They don't have that same moral compass. They don't. Their morality is not our morality. And I'm not saying these are immoral people. I'm just saying that they will habitually line step some lines that we will never cross.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
And the reason is because I noticed that we was still fighting for something. And when they came and they started talking to us, they said they was only over here for the opportunities what the Europeans took for them. They was never over here on still fighting for the same movement. They literally got into positions and started talking against our movements, Black History Month, reparation, et cetera, and start saying we're doing better than Black Americans. That didn't make sense to me. How are you coming over challenging us and not the oppressors, and we're still challenging the oppressor? So that, they're not fighting for their country. It just makes sense once you hear them speak. They're not fighting for their country.
Good morning,
They
everybody.
to fight against Black Americans. They're not fighting against their oppressors, the colonizers. The first people that they fight and disrespect is Black Americans. And how can I stand with them and they show no allyship with us. And we have done stuff over a century. Even even while our free men did stuff. Our people, as soon as they got out of emancipation in the late 1800s, went over there helping. They don't even take the time to research, look up these names, know who these people are. They don't even take the time to understand that Black Americans is can no Black immigrant is doing better than Black Americans in the United States of America. So why would they start to even spread that propaganda and that lie? It makes you look and make you say, who are these people? Why do they think that we're single baby mamas on welfare? Who are these people sounding like the European with dark skin, having these long thick pieces for years about Black American community, thinking that we all live in a ghetto when we've been having successful communities for over 100 years where the homes are fully paid for, over millions of dollars. And we didn't just start getting college degrees in the 20th century. We got to start getting college degrees in the 19th century. We're number one in technology in the United States and using Black Americans technology. And these people think we're bottom barriers. How can we stand with them? We don't look for his business in the future is no allyship. It's no going against the United States for people that don't stand for us.
Come on. Let me go to who had a question? Was it Bad Mother that came up here? Bad Mother?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, was the origin of Pan-African, is that like political, tribal, or religious?
The origin of Pan African was really people that were. It started with that. Let's all go to Liberia.
So it's political? That was the
Yeah.
origin. It wasn't defining us as Africans coming from Pangea, where all the other nations broke off. So inherently, we own the land, and everything else is equal as everybody else.
Yeah, but why, again, why would we want to build up Africa?
No, I'm not saying to commit to it. I just want to understand what's the origin story behind it. Because it's like if you're being colonized the whole world, and you say, well, your theory on you being these people right here, the original people, we all broke up from Africa. So, or Pangea, what they called it before it had broken
And
apart.
that's debatable because we're coming into new knowledge and new understanding, and we're in a new age now where we're embracing America and our indigenous here
Oh,
to the
I'm not fighting this way or that way. I'm saying this is the story that we fighting against, right?
correct. That's the narrative we're trying to say.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying that the narrative is already imposed, and everybody has to determine who they are. Did the Pangea people did that off religion, or did they do it off of political or tribal, cultural, or did they just do that to be defining their own experience in this reality that we're experiencing right now?
I got you. I got you. I got you.
So I think it's kind of like self-serving to say we all define ourselves, and whoever want to define themselves like this, they have an opportunity. But we can't say it's all good on both sides or all bad on both sides. It's a little split in between. So I think like the reality we experience, I guess what you're saying is we are Pan-African from the reality we experience, and we need to build up within our reality we're experiencing our location, rather than saying going back to Africa, fixing Africa.
Yeah, I'm saying we're Pan Black American, not Pan African. We are
Okay.
Pan. If anything, we need to be building our community and focus on that. If
Say
anything, we
now,
need to be
black,
focused
I
on building
understand.
a
I
system.
understand black because that came with the association of economy. These are black people. It wasn't how we defined ourselves. So
Right,
when you
right.
say we're casting America as black, I can understand that reality and be on board with that
Listen, I'm
because
on
it's
board with
I'm not
equally
asking for you to be on board with anything.
right,
If you conscious, you're conscious. If you're not,
right.
you're not. Kick rock.
Black is not the color. Black is the consciousness that we have, that we've adopted, that we've learned, that we've taken, that we use to empower ourselves in this struggle of white supremacy. That's
that's an
what
economic
black is,
definition
the
of
culture
what we
that we
mean to the
built that.
economy because we weren't black until economy came. They associated that because we had cultural and
Just go
tribal.
ahead.
Yeah,
So I get what you're
I
saying.
got you. I got you. I got you. We are, but here's who we are. We are the copper colored race, okay, in America, found here by the Europeans.
I
Okay,
just rather say we're part of the first, the beginning and the end. That's undeniable. Equally so.
I got you, brother. It's all word salad. It's all just like but we have defined ourselves and we have gotten on code and we have accepted freedmen as a term and we have accepted foundational Black Americans as a term. Some of our indigenous brothers are saying American Indians and copper
Well,
colored people. That's cool too. We even have some people who still want to call themselves African Americans, and I'm saying that's cool too. But
We
as
don't.
long as you're from the lineage, that's all I'm concerned about. If
on
you
copper
come from the
top.
lineage that goes past 400 years, that goes back to the 1870 census,
Wait, wait,
good
wait,
on
wait.
you,
Time out. Time out. I just want to point out one thing. Do you know you are part of the beginning of time?
sir. Yes, I do.
And
Can
so
you answer
being
the
part of
question,
that,
sir?
it encompasses
There
all
was
things.
the
And
A
I'm gonna
the
say it like this.
A00.
I claim to be of all things. And it doesn't limit me from anything.
Well, okay, sir. Again, man. That sounds awesome.
Next.
That sounds awesome, but I don't want to confuse what we're talking about. If you part of the beginning and the origin, that's cool. If you
You
know
are
about
too,
the
because you're here.
if you know about the A00, okay, Hablo group or DNA or the original man that predates goes all the way back to the original man, I'm cool with that because that was found in us
No,
here
the
in America.
original of
It
all
wasn't
things. You
found in
come from
nobody
that.
in Africa. I get you, sir. I get you. But again, we're not talking about that. We're talking about why are you Pan African? We can have that philosophy talk, but you can do that on another panel. Is all I'm saying. We can have that at another time. I get what you're saying. I just don't want to dive deep into that. Does that you understand what I'm saying? I don't want to dive because we're talking about this.
No, I was saying the same thing you're saying on this level. It's all good. It's never all good and all bad. You have to assimilate to something, and your understanding is here. So I agree with you 100%. But I think it's that philosophical understanding we need to break so we can open our hearts to understand the reality we experience to help your message because it's very important. What our experiences from being a part of this reality is equal as everybody else. And if everybody else want to be heard, they have to value enough to hear our experience of defining
Mhm.
ourselves.
All right,
Reason
brother.
just shaking my head. I know reason.
Next.
All right, brother. All right, brother. I get, man. We like I said, we can talk philosophy another time. You're getting too deeper than where I'm trying to go. Let me go to Ahmud. How do you say your name, brother?
Amadou, how you doing, brother?
Amadaju. Amadaju. Go ahead, brother.
Man, I just say I'm an FBA. We also call ourselves American Bantu here in Memphis, Tennessee, man. I'm glad you even put that up there on some real. Uh, I was a Pan African years ago, and then
Okay, tell me why you was a Pan African years ago. Let's start with that.
I was a Pan African years ago because I'm Black Power,
Mm-hmm.
unapologetic,
Mm-hmm.
and when I first got the conception of Black Power, I
Mm-hmm.
saw a lot of at the time a lot of Pan African people who was Black Power at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it led me to say, okay, maybe we should be Pan African as well. Because I started doing my research on what we are in other groups. I have a love for Africa, but I'm not a Pan
Mm-hmm.
African anymore. I think if I could do anything for Africa, I would teach them to be more like the strong Black American ideology, like you
Right.
said, Black and proud. You see what I'm saying? I believe in our lineage. I served 10 years in the military. You know, my people come from America in the end of the day. And the idea of original man, I understand people use that terminology, but to be honest, nobody on earth today is the original man. If we are over 300,000 plus years old, the genetic changes over so many centuries and millenniums, we are different. We are similar. We are closer to them than I guess any other group might be, but we are our own human today. You know, we have different food, different stress, different ideologies that make us what we are in our reality today. And we gotta go from here to the future versus trying to just do pushing
I got
past
it.
and living in a different world. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all love. I think the biggest problem we have as Black Americans is everybody hate on us, from the continental Africans to Europeans to white folks to all of them. Because whenever we talk about our own values, reparations, our culture, we get attacked. They tell us we don't have a culture. Then when we say we do have a culture, they want to get mad at us and say that we Foundation Black America. Like, what we built from?
Too
We
much.
built
Give me
America. We
access
build
to.
civil rights, and everybody complaining against us. They come to our community. You go to Africa. Like I said, I love Africa, but I call a duck, a spade a spade. They overcharge us. They use us. And I tell everybody who believes in Pan-Africanism, name me one Black American who have an office in Africa. They own some kind of political power in Africa. If they can't tell me that, then you ain't talking no real Pan-Africanism. Because when you go over there, they treat you like you worse than Europeans.
You got access to.
Yeah. In America, nobody in the Black community is running foreigners out the community. No, ain't nobody running out Chinese people or Africans out the community. They're not taxing them, make them charge them extra money to do any kind of business in America. So they get free reign. They really take over our community, and then they slap us in the face about how we ain't shit. So I land on that, bro.
Now you was preaching right there, brother. You told you told the truth. So I was going to ask why are you not Pan African anymore? You answered that question. You answered why were you where you used to be. I think at one point
I've never been.
We'll get to you, brother. I think at one point a lot of Black Americans were Pan African because that's kind of what we were taught. We were from Africa, and we thought that was just the right thing to do, right? To be pro Black and pro African, and especially with the Black Pantherism movement, they were very Pan African in their movement. So we kind of adopt, but we kind of just grew up into that. I was born in the '80s, right? But but most of our parents were born in the '60s and the '70s and the '50s, '60s, and '70s. My dad happened to be born in 1942, so I got all of it. You understand?
Can I say this, brother?
I got grandparents. I got the grandparents. I got the ancestors from the early 1900s on down to the 60s and the 70s before I was even born. You understand what I'm saying? So if you grew up into that, your mindset was, yeah, we're all one. But when you go over there, that's the key. It's totally, and I'm not saying that Africans are not good people. They're very, very hospitable, very, very humble people. They're just focused, and mindset is not like ours. It's different.
Hey, brother, I just want to add to what you just said, man, because like I said, I travel a lot in the military. I served for 10 years, basically in Germany, the fourth fight to Iraq. And my biggest problem is I feel like the Pan-African movement ended because continental Africans betrayed us. What I mean by that is they come over here. I never seen no Nigerian, I never seen no Ethiopian come to America and say, man, I need to connect with my Black brothers and sisters. Let me build somewhere here with y'all. My store is open here. Let's have a meeting and let's talk about the community.
I'm from Nigeria.
I've never seen that. So what I'm gonna say is this: as individuals,
he's
give me 1 second. Let me reset the room. Hi, this is Too Much Room. If this is your first time being in his chat, we are gonna stay on mute and let the person who's talking finish. If you feel triggered, we ask you to exit the stage and exit out. That's included in the comments. You're just gonna be muted. If you say anything that's too derogatory or anything, we might even block you. But on the panel, that goes the same. If I have to continue to mute you, I will drop you because I am muting you and because you keep on coming off the mute. Have respect, have integrity, and let the person speak. If you're a mod, you can speak whenever. But if you're not, you don't have that privilege. So hold your horses, okay? We will get to you. He was speaking to Amada. However you pronounce your name.
Amada, you. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate it.
Hold on, real quick before you go. Let me do some quick announcement. Do your due diligence, you guys. We have our own cryptocurrency. It's called FBA Coin. You can go to the FBAcoin.org to read up and do your research all about it. Then I'm asking you to support the coin. I also have music. I have music on Spotify. Too Much Moxie with 3 O's. Go ahead and check out. If you like real music with real message, go ahead and start listening to some real music with real message. That's me. Go check me out on Spotify. Also, I have an AI automation business. I want to help more of our people get into generational wealth and get into technology. We went from analog to digital to blockchain technology. If you're not familiar with these things and know where we're going, you're going to be left behind. So hit me in that inbox. Click the link in my bio also. I have books and things that I've written on there. I have music on there, and also you can get the white paper to the FBA coin Download it for free. It doesn't cost anything. Just make sure you put 0 in the box, and you'll get the white paper on the FBA coin and get some information that you can use. Okay. So with that being said, go ahead. I'm gonna wrap it up.
I appreciate that, brother. I got an MBA in marketing. I got my own brand. I lost 80 pounds, went through a whole lot. So I want to tap in with you, man, support your brand as well. So I'm going to definitely buy a coin and some more stuff with you, bro. So what I was saying is there's some good Africans. Look, I'm still Afrocentric. I have a look at my name. It's an African name. It's a European name. But there's not a community of Africans in America that helps black people. So as individuals, some of y'all can love us as brothers and sisters, but your sisters, your cousin, your dad, they gonna be like, no, those the others. Oh, they have no culture. They gonna block the idea of working with us. So when we talk about bigotry, when we talk about racism, it's the same thing when it comes to African continentals to American Africans or Black Americans. Is because when it comes down to it, they not willing to invest into us. We ain't willing to invest in them. We go. That's a lot of black people that leave America, go live in Africa. Some of them get butt hurt and treated wrong, had to come back. I see so many sad stories, but they don't come over here and say, "Hey, let me build a black community. Let me invest into you." So if you know any groups of people from the continent that comes over here and has built as a group in the black community, the brother below me, whoever, let me know. If you know any black Americans who moved to Africa and they was allowed to be part of the political process, let me know.
Come on. That right there is facts. They're allowed to come over here, not feed into our system, but get into our politics and mess with Black American business. But we go over there, we try to give into their system, give into their community, and we're locked out of their political things as well. So again, it's never been a reciprocal thing between us and Africa, and that's why we're delineating from them, and we're saying, you know what, we have our own rich culture here. We're fine with the way we're doing things here. We understand that they want to actually be us, and we don't necessarily want to be them. That's what we're saying. Let me go to Agostino, and then we're going to go to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and we're going to kind of work our way down. Agostino, go ahead.
Good morning, my brothers. I'm from Africa originally.
Okay, what part of Africa?
I'm from Sudan. Basically,
You know, whenever I hear Sudan, I think y'all gave us somebody named Myron Gaines, and we don't like that. You know who Myron Gaines is?
we did. No, actually, Sudan is divided into 5 regions, basically.
Okay.
The reason, as black people, we don't get together because we don't listen to one another and we don't learn from one another. If you look at Africa, like one of my sisters was saying earlier up there, she was saying, seeing Berlin conference, that's when Africans are being divided, and we are still a struggle. You can see the struggle on us today. You know, oh, this is black from America. This is black from Jamaica. This is black from the Trinidad or all the. This is black from the Caribbeans. This is black from over there. But we all from one things only, and the system is working against all of us. You know, we should learn from one another first, in order for us to be able to reach somewhere. Africa is your continent, basically. That's where all black people came from. And we know how they did came from different countries, mostly in the West. I'm from the East, Northeast. And until today, my people are still really dark, you know? And we surrounded by Arabs, surrounded by different colors of people. But our ancestors put a fight by themselves. Nobody came for our help. But that's not going to tell me that today, hey, I'm not part of the black struggle anywhere, in any place. Black are struggling in France, they're really struggling in England, and they're really struggling in America. And the same systematic problems that we are all facing today.
But listen to this. Black Americans are not struggling in France. Black Americans are not struggling in England. Black Americans are not struggling in Africa.
I am in America, my brother, and I know you are struggling here.
You're saying black people are struggling in all these countries, and I'm telling you, Black Americans are not.
Okay, you didn't understand me. I'm sorry. So there's black in France, yeah?
It's African in France.
Those are Africans.
African in France, that's what you say? But they're black.
So let me set the premise for you.
Black is a Western identity. Y'all just start calling yourself black in the 21st century. Let us catch up with y'all identifying yourself as us, because we're not used to this.
Right. You guys are Africans. We
Yeah.
are Black Americans, or that's how we identify. And the problem is we have all of y'all trying to identify as us, and we can't have that because that mixes up the pool. We don't know who's who at this point. We call
Take a
everybody
time.
black.
Take a
No,
time. Take a time.
melanated we can give you. You got melanated people struggling in the UK. You got melanated people struggling in France. You got melanated people struggling in Africa. You got melanated people struggling in the Caribbean. But Black Americans, I'm saying Black Americans are not necessarily struggling in those same places.
Are you
We're
listening? Are
doing
you listening?
okay.
Are you listening to yourself? Basically, you're putting divisions.
Hey, too much. Can
No
I
one
ask
is
you a
called
question?
divisions because
You guys
you know
listening?
where
This is
you immigrated from. That is the erasure. Try to make someone gaslight us, try to make us feel like we're doing something to you. You wasn't emancipated when our
listen to me.
family
No, no, no,
members
no,
was
no, no, no. That's
emancipated.
not what I
Your
said.
family
No.
didn't go through 300 laws of Jim Crow. Your family wasn't a part of the free men that had to carry paper around to let them know that they was freed. You don't have none of this history, none of this lineage, and you don't have this bloodline. Respectfully, you have your bloodline. You don't know what's in our bloodline. You want to clump all Black Americans together because you want to be a part of the Blackness. We get it. We understand.
Okay.
Because if y'all contribute anything to the world, a lot of people want to be like Africa or the country that you're from. But it's wrong and you don't get that. It's wrong for you to be in the United States, identifying yourself as African American and Black American because you are over here and you think there's nothing else to identify yourself as.
No,
It's
actually, that's
wrong.
the
You
question for
have
DMV
other.
because the DMV is the one putting all
No,
these
no, 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 no,
boxes
no.
on
It's
us.
other right there. It's always been other. It's always been a spot that you can write in. It's
Oh, where's the
always
site
been.
at?
But you know what? We have been working, so it will be a spot that you can check for your identity because we understand the propaganda and the ratio of people. We're not
No,
we're not trying to let our bloodline, our history, our
no.
accomplishment be
It
clumped
is.
up with
Listen,
what's
listen,
happening with
sister. I'm sorry. I'm
Africa.
sorry. This is individuals.
No,
This
no, no. This is not
individuals.
individuals. This is a whole heritage, a whole culture, a
No, no.
whole lineage of people.
That,
Baby, this is the reason you moved to the United States instead of staying in your country. It's because of these people and
Great.
everything that they done in this country and for your country. Because we
All
had
right.
to spread the words too.
All right.
And that's the disrespect. And that is the delineation. That's why we're saying for us to focus on the lineage,
You
and
see?
for whoever's not from the lineage,
Yeah.
focus on your country because
Yeah.
we see the disrespect. We see that you
That's
Give
being
him a chance to
individuals.
obtuse.
I
speak,
never
man.
disrespect anybody.
Give
It
him
is
a
We
chance.
see
individuals.
the disrespect. We see you being trying to act like you don't understand the things that we're saying, being willingly obtuse. We dealt with this with the Europeans. So you think we finna deal with you too? No.
In which way?
It's
In
been
which way?
60 years.
Give him a chance to speak.
I
Wilson,
want to say one thing.
hold on. Let me give him a chance to speak real quick, and then I'll let you. If anybody wants to rebuttal him, I'll give y'all like a 20
Look,
second chance
sister. Yeah.
to
Thank
talk.
you. Thank you. Thank you
I
very
want you to
much. Basically,
get it all out. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
look. Listen. Nobody want to disrespect anybody. We don't know anything about one another. That's what I said in the beginning. But there's a chance today that we can learn, and in which way we're gonna learn. There's a lot of individuals don't understand. I know there's some disrespect from certain group of Africans who came to America trying to disrespect because they got a different mindset. Not every African has the same mindset. That's what I was trying to say. You yourself take a visit to any countries, and I will give you countries that.
I've been to East Africa, sir. I've
All
been to
right.
North Africa, sir.
Yeah, my family have a house in Kenya. So you go to
Okay,
Kenya,
yeah,
basically.
I've been to Kenya. I've been to Kenya. Yeah,
Have you
I've
ever
been.
seen yourself as you different than anybody else there? Or you have
Yeah,
seen a different
yeah.
disrespect?
I
It's a
don't
big
look the
difference.
same as Kenyans, sir. I do not look the same as Kenyans, and Kenyans don't look the
Do you know
same as
why?
me.
Do you know
I
why?
know why. I know why.
All right, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. We
Because
know.
we're Americans.
We
It's
know.
not about going there.
brother, I'm bigger
Do
than.
you want me
Listen,
to go there?
I'm
No, no,
built.
no, 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 no.
This is why
You acting like we're embarrassed
I'm a
of our
big
lineage.
man out
You're
there,
embarrassed
brother.
of who you are.
No.
We're not embarrassed because our ancestors was enslaved.
Hold on.
They try to
No.
use that as
Don't take
if
it
you
back.
don't want
Listen,
us to
listen,
go
listen.
there.
You didn't listen. That's
No, no,
you
no, no, no,
always
no, no. So
don't
you're
put words in
embarrassed
my
of where
mouth.
you
Hold
are
on, hold on,
because
hold on.
you
Let me
moved.
come.
You packed your
Let him
bag.
finish. Let him finish, Wolfie. I got you. Let him, I want him to finish because we got a lot of people on the platform that want to
Yeah.
speak. We got people that
You
want to
see,
chime in.
it is gonna be the beginning of us to come up about to talk about some things that really putting differences among us, not to shut one another. Let us learn from one another. Let us learn from one another,
I
and
agree. I agree. But
that's
see, here's what you got to understand. Okay, right now you're not teaching us anything. But you're whining and complaining and accusing us of everything. You need to learn. You need to recognize that you need to learn from Black Americans. We are decades ahead of where you're trying to be right now. So
listen.
you're talking about learn from each other. You need to learn from Black Americans and respect Black Americans and get the game
Okay,
because
my
we're
son,
giving
my
out the
son,
game.
mom is a Black American. So where that's gonna put him at?
To
I
make him
didn't
a
learn.
Black American,
Huh?
he's in America.
If he's a foundational Black American, if his mom is a foundational Black American, not Caribbean, right, not Canadian, but she's of the lineage here, your son, he depends on how you raise him. He's going to be foundational Black American. Because
There's nothing wrong about that. There's nothing wrong.
hold on, and there's nothing wrong with that. But here's the issue. Because we know that he's not going to be fully accepted in Africa, sir. We know that a lot of the kids who are born here who are African, when they go back over there, who do they get treated like? They're not treated like an African. They're
It's a
treated like
culture. It's a culture barrier.
American.
Yeah, it is a
Right.
culture. Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
so
There's a culture barrier. But
you're gonna have to give your son the game from Africa, from your culture, and the mother's gonna have to do her job and give her son the game from Black American culture. And he's gonna have to come up with a decision who he is,
but
who he
her,
identifies more with and as.
his mom decided that it's better to be raised in Africa. That's his mom, and she's black
Mm.
from here.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
he's not one of us.
So so
He's
so
an
so
African.
So guess what
Point
his
blank period.
mindset is going to be, because Black American culture is about a consciousness, it's about a mindset, it's about a lineage, okay? And it carries a certain spirit and essence.
And confidence and knowledge.
Right. So
All
if he
right.
goes over there, even though he's half, you got to understand, we know who our people are. We know who our culture is. We know. So we're not, our culture is very accepting. We're not going to diss him because he's half African, but we're going to be like, well, brother, your mindset is more over there. So we're going to give you to them. You go be a Pan-African and you go build up Africa. Now understand, listen, my wife is East African, but my son, he's going to be foundational Black American. I'm going to make sure he understands and knows where he comes from, what his lineage is. Do I want his mom to teach him about that? Of course. Teach him about,
Listen,
Africa. Let him understand what goes
you
over
guys
there.
created
But
the
he is
best
going to have
culture
the
out of a
Black
struggle.
consciousness, sir.
No, listen. You guys created the best culture out of a struggle. You've been in Kenya and you saw it yourself. Everybody loves hip hop. You understand? I'm from South
But
Sudan.
we're more than hip
What is
hop.
our story?
I
Our
got you, but we're more
struggle.
than hip
Stop
hop.
trying to tell our story. Stop it. You
Oh,
don't know nothing about us.
we're more than hip hop. I
We don't
got
know.
you,
We
bro.
need to know. That's what I'm saying. I need to know
No, no,
something
no, no,
about.
no. You need to go study. You in the USA, we have libraries.
No,
It's
no, no,
free.
no.
Go
He doesn't.
downtown to the free
He wrote
library.
those
It's real
books.
nice. It
He
got
wrote the
free
I
books.
books.
just wanted to make one comment, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, real quick.
I just want to say this. Black, like you said, black is a certain particular concept. Black and I'm proud. So when I say I'm black, that means something deeper than just saying black because of my skin. I love what y'all said. We said melanated people over there are struggling. Because when you say that, you identify that we are different. And when we say we black and I'm proud, we take that everywhere we go. They don't do the same. They come over here, they get on code, they start acting like YT people, to be honest. They don't turn around and say, I'm black and I'm proud. I'm gonna stand with my brothers and sisters. So that means more than anything to us. It's a political power of blackness. Blackness is the only thing that stood up to white supremacy. If it wasn't for our civil rights movement, y'all would still be over there hand and foot. Come on now, bro. And I just land on that.
Facts.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that, brother?
I wanna come back to you.
First African Congress was by a black person in America, bro. The first African country. The colors, red, black, and green, came from Marcus Garvey. Y'all colors come from us.
Right. I wanna open the panel up in a little bit, but I wanna go to the people on go to the rest of the people on the panel here. Let me bring up my boy 𝗖𝗫. He might be good for this conversation. Let me talk to let's go with 𝗤𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀, and then we're gonna go to I can't read your name, brother, but I know you want to speak with the lion. So Jay, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yes.
And why are you Pan-African, or why are you not Pan-African? Go ahead.
Okay, boy, listen, man, I stumbled upon this show, but I've been here for a while. I am truly what you would call a foundational Black American. But the problem is this. I heard you say you were born in the 80s or something, but yeah, I was born in the 60s. I was a child of the 70s.
But go ahead.
Yeah, I was a child of the 70s. I was a teenager and a young pre-adult in the 80s. In the 90s, I was a young grown man, and here we are today. And so when you say foundational, man, listen, my mama, I'm talking about the one that gave birth to me, picked cotton. My mama picked cotton, bruh. She was from Texas, all right? So there was this mass exodus from the South, and a lot of people from Texas and Louisiana went to California, and that's where I was born and raised.
I'm in California.
I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California.
Right,
you hear what I'm saying? So when it comes to being foundational as a Black American, oh my goodness, let me tell you something. I still got all the hair on the top of my head. I stopped eating chicken because I discovered racism back when I was a boy by following the TV Guide. Do anybody remember a TV Guide? Listen, I used to buy the TV Guide with my allowance. My allowance wasn't nothing but $1. My allowance wasn't nothing but $1. But look, I took that 10 cents and I bought a TV Guide every week so I could see every animal show, every wild nature. I remember the commercials. Mutual of all my it's people you can count on when they're going strong. I am foundational. But I'm going to tell you, to answer the question of the group, land my plane, why I am a Pan-Africanist.
Okay.
Because, listen to me, please, man, because you don't understand the passion. I'm going to step off the mic. I'm going to let people say what they have to say, but I'm going to tell you why I'm a Pan-Africanist. What that dude was trying to say, 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀, what he's trying to say is we everywhere on the planet Earth, and that cannot be mistaken. What we have is something that every nationality, now you got to understand, Black America is a nationality. I don't know if Augusto knows that, but I want everybody to hear me say that Black Americans is a nationality with struggles unheard of. It is a Holocaust that still occurs to this very day because of something that we all do struggle with, and it's called white supremacy. But I'm going to skip that and go on to why I'm a Pan-Africanist. Because every nationality has a nation to run back to. They could go to their country. If they want to change their name and leave U.S. soil and change their identity, they could hide out forever. They could do a crime here and they could go back and hide, just blend in. And we can't do that as Black Americans. We stuck in this joker. We got to go to jail. We got to do prison time. We ain't got nowhere to go. But unless you're a Pan-Africanist, you want those ties. You want to connect with somewhere, because guess what, man? We hunted. There's a bullseye on my back. Man, I'm so dark. I'm telling you, check my page out. I showed the videos. I am so dark, like that brother from East Sudan, here in America, and I was born and raised here. Let me tell you something. No, I stand out.
Have you been to Africa, sir? Can you answer that question?
When
Have
I
you been to Africa?
No, no.
No.
The
Yeah,
furthest I've
that's what
been,
we're talking about.
I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran. The furthest I've been is West Germany, as
I've been
far
to
as
Germany.
Europe
I've been
goes.
to
I
Germany
traveled
too,
to
sir.
Amsterdam. I
I've been to
traveled to
Amsterdam too,
Amsterdam.
sir. I've been to
Yeah,
Amsterdam.
okay.
I've been to
But I
12
have not
countries in
been to
5 years.
Africa. But
But
let me
you,
say this.
I'm gonna say this. Hold on, bro. Let me say this before you have that. And I feel your passion, and I understand where it's coming from. Like you said, you are a foundational Black American. So I understand where it's coming from. But I'm gonna tell you, sir, there's nothing like seeing is believing. You need to go down there and you need to experience it for yourself. Everybody, listen. If you still feel this way after you've been to that continent, cool. Continue being a Pan African. But I'm
Jay, how
telling you,
many Africans live in your community?
there is no unity. There is no unity amongst the Black diaspora. There
All
is
right.
Jay, how
So
none.
many
can I address
Africans live
that?
in
They
your
don't
community?
feel that same passion that you have for them.
They don't feel for each other, even in the
They
United
don't feel
States.
that for you, sir. That's what you have to understand.
All right. All
They're
right. So check
not
this
going
out.
to.
No,
They're
but
going to be
Jay, how many
hospitable.
Africans
They're going to be
I,
you have in
I
your
want
hospitable.
to
community?
address you guys' question, and I
Hold on.
can't
Let me
answer
say this.
both of y'all at the same
Hold on. Let me
time.
say this. They're going to be hospitable and they're going to be curious about you. But that's it.
All right.
That's
So
it.
can I address it? Can
Go
I
ahead.
address it? Because I'm addressing it from a Black American's perspective. And I want to say this. I heard something during the conversation that had to do with being accepted politically. I want to say this. In the existence of the foundational Black American, we have something, and it's everywhere in abundance. It's called churches. But let me tell you this. Those churches did not stand up for Trayvon Martin. It wasn't nobody that rallied nobody to go lynch George Zimmerman. All right. So when I say come together for something, we can't come together here. So I do not expect
Then
for
what you mean?
for
If we
us to
can't
be
come
able to
together
come
here, how can
together
you be paying?
there.
If we
So
can't come
listen,
together here, how are you paying?
listen,
If we can't
listen.
come together here, how are
I
you
can't,
paying?
brother. We got to be
Understand.
respectful. She's
You
addressed
about to
that
get
we have to be
dropped. That's
respectful.
how much respect
Yes,
I'm
but I
finna show
haven't even
you.
finished. I haven't even finished
Go
speaking.
ahead and land your plane, brother. Go ahead and land your plane. Go ahead and land your plane.
Listen, going back to what I was saying, as far as me being a Pan Africanist, I just want to address to the crowd that they are far, far behind us. We are in 2025 as foundational Black Americans. They're probably 1929. Their minds are probably 1929. Their technology is probably 1929. I just want to say that to you guys. I'm going to land the plane. And yes, I want to help them so that they can help us. Strength comes in numbers, and we don't have numbers here, brother. We've been locked up. The men been taken away from our women. The women hate the Black
Oh,
men.
the
We don't breed.
insecurities. The
We want one
insecurities. You
kid.
better
We
preach with
want
your
one
fear
kid.
mongers.
It
The
is
insecurities.
problems, brother, and we need
Oh,
the
yes,
unity.
Lord.
We
Shut
need the
up.
unity.
Okay, hold on, brother. I hear. I hear. I'm gonna meet you real quick, brother. Just hold on. I got to meet you real quick. Listen, see, I want y'all. I want the family to understand this. This is the mindset of a Pan African. It's always against and it wants to attack
Big
our
back me.
culture and what we built here. It always wants to do that. You got to understand that. This is why we don't have the Pan African mindset. We have the Pan Black American mindset. We want to build up the Black American community first. It's not about going. We listen. Do we want Africa to be built up eventually one day? Of course we do. Do we understand that there's strength in numbers? Yes, we do. But they're not ready for that yet. We need to focus on us. We need to get us. We do have problems in the Black community, but that's our problem. That's our business. Nobody else's business. We need to go back to the times where we don't talk about business around other folks. We talk about business around us and we take care of that. So let Africa take care of Africa and let Black Americans take care of Black Americans, and that's what it is.
Hey,
Too much
brother,
And as you can see
oxygen.
on the thing,
I will.
you have
I
this
really
white tea
appreciate you for the
lady.
time that you
Hold
give
on,
me,
hold on, hold on,
and
Uncle C. They have this
And
white tea lady.
I thought when you say Pan Africa, you mean all blacks. But if that is just this talk is only about Black Americans, I'm just gonna go down,
No,
and I will let you.
this is for Africans, and we're
They like to
asking,
play victim.
period,
Nobody's here to put a
why
titty in your
are
mouth.
you a
No,
Pan
no, no, no,
Africanist?
no. You see,
Why
I'm not
are
playing a
you?
victim. I'm playing. I want something that to bring all of us together.
Anywho, like I was saying, he read the stream. Like I was saying, just a week, 2 weeks ago, like they said, drop. Nobody's stopping you. We have people waiting. Um, Look, just 2 weeks ago, they were standing with their white tee. All 54 countries, it's in it. They didn't care about the white tee. They didn't care about they disrespecting. They saying that they stand with their white tee. They Africans because that's Africa is that's who they are. Y'all can read it. Y'all seen it. Y'all seen the disrespect. Y'all seen it over and over. Let's go on to another one because this is the recent one. You have so many Africans underneath this white man thing, and he calling a black man a Negro, a house Negro. They not our ally. We don't walk around saying this to each other, but they white people feel comfortable saying it to them because this is the language that they feel comfortable using on us.
I
And then you think that these are the same people that lie and say that somebody in they yesterday it was like in their own country that when they go to their embassy they tell them not to stay away from Black Americans. We don't want to hear that lie no more. We don't care.
Has
You're not
anybody asked
saying
these Pan-Africanists what are they doing
little back me.
other than trying to put a battery in our back to keep fighting? If you're so Pan-Africanist, what are y'all doing? I just want to know, what are you doing? Instead of telling Black Americans that we need to still keep fighting, we need to still keep doing. I just want to know, where is the proof of concept of Pan-Africanism? Because we in 2025. I'm getting tired of this.
Okay, let me reset the room real quick. Okay, let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. If you don't know already, we have our own cryptocurrency. It's called FBA Coin. Go visit fbacoin.org. Do your due diligence. Get all the information. Download the white paper. You click the link in my bio also and download the white paper to the FBA Coin. Okay, there is merch. People keep asking about these hats. Go to muchoart.com, muchoart.com if you want to get some merch like this and get the FBA hat. People have been asking me about it. I have shirts too. Also, if you this is the age of generational wealth. If you don't know about blockchain technology, it's time you do. If you're a foundational Black American, you need to understand the weapons that we are going to be using in the future to build our economic strength, and how we're going to leapfrog and catch up with the YT and the dominant society is through the blockchain technology. So get at me and send me a message. I'll give y'all the game. I'll start, we're going to start giving y'all the game so y'all can start understanding how we are fighting and how we are combating YT supremacy today. The system of oppression is real. We can't ignore it. We can't act like it doesn't exist. We live it every day. Others can come over here and pretend like it doesn't exist, but we know that we're all under a global system of YT supremacy, and we must liberate ourselves. Our women keep telling us, and if you're a man, our women keep reminding us every day, they are not happy. They're not happy because they're under this system of YT supremacy. Our job as men is to liberate our wives first and then liberate our people next. We're focused on the Black community first. That's what it is. Now let me go to Lion real quick. I don't know how to say your name, brother. And then we're going to go back up to Alteris, Aaron. Then we're going to go back down to Amara.
Hello, yo, what's up, man? Yeah, originally I'm from Ethiopia, but I do live here in US for a while now. But overall, I wanted to say is that it's good to be a Black foundation. It's really good. The Black community in the US, they have their own style, history, and so much things, flavor to put on, and the whole world in mind, and not only in the US. There's so much things. Like there's so much favor to it. That's good. And then having unity in you, that's also a good thing. That's a priority first, that's what you need to take care of, be one and there, as your community. And then after all, bro, when you turn around, you need to come back to Africa. That's where your roots. You cannot be you can't be nations. You wanted to be nation and then you have no resource, you have nothing, let alone the black people. The whole world is nothing without Africa, brother. The whole world is nothing
Brother,
without
you
Africa.
don't even control your
If
resources for your
Africa, no,
own
brother,
people.
The
we're
whole
talking
world is
about a
nothing
lot of
without
Then
Black
why
resources
you in the
Americans.
to
USA
be.
then? Why
Listen,
you not in
listen.
Ethiopia? Go to Ethiopia.
if
No.
listen,
If you could survive in
let me
Ethiopia
say, let
without
me land
Black
my point real
American
quick.
help,
Go ahead,
why
land
you
your
Sis,
couldn't
plane.
I
survive
love
without
you.
Black American
I
help? Why we
love
had
you.
to teach you
I
how to
love
fly?
you.
Why
Sis,
we
I
why
love
you
you.
couldn't
I
survive? Why
love
y'all
you.
was in the woods eating raw meat?
Let me
Okay, hold
land
on, hold
it.
on.
Let me
Let
land
him,
it. I love
let
you,
him
sis.
finish.
Nah,
I
we
love
shouldn't
you
take the
all.
disrespect for the raw meat eaters.
Hold on.
Nah, that's just some
I'm not saying
child
a bad thing
shit.
you're saying. I'm not
I
offended
mean,
you.
I can talk to you in that kind of perspective. I can mention so many things. I can
No, you
point it
ain't
out
mentioned
some
you
some
already, and you don't
some
even realize
crazy
it. Y'all so
shit
used to being
in the
disrespectful,
community, but
y'all don't
I'm
even
not
realize when you
I'm
But
being
not
you're
I'm
here
not
in
disrespectful.
gonna do that.
America, so guess
Hold
what?
on,
If you
hold
got
on.
We're
English
talking
Y'all say
about
passport, you
y'all
come
say
the
some
home.
most disrespectful things and then be acting like, oh,
Logic.
you
Hold
just didn't say
on.
what you just said. You
Hold
said it,
on. Hold on. Logic.
and that was my
Let's not get
response.
triggered on any
Oh,
end. Let's not get triggered on any end. Let
I'm
this
not
brother
us.
triggered, but that was my response.
okay, hold on. I got
I
I,
swear to God, I
if
swear
you
to
have,
God,
hold
if
sis,
on.
I
Let this
love
brother
you. I
finish
love
up.
you. I got
Let this
kids
brother
and
land
they
his
all
plane.
born here. I love you, and then I'm very proud of, they are mixing with the Black America and learning their
oh
culture
my
and coming home.
God.
I love that. But let me tell you this. But at the end of the day, you have nowhere to turn but Africa. That's your resource. That's
The
your
USA,
roots.
the
That's
same
your
place you
history.
turn to when you
You
need to be a
cannot tell
Hold on,
refugee.
let
me.
him
We have the
finish so
USA.
that
Let
You
way
me
we
came
can
as
finish
a
this.
talk.
refugee and you
Let
forgot.
him,
It's
let him
okay,
get it
mama.
out
No,
so he
because he
can
been
land it.
disrespectful. You
Okay,
came
but
over
if
here
he
as a
got if you keep
refugee.
interrupting,
He's
he
not.
ain't gonna be able to
Let him.
finish, and then he gonna keep talking. That's all. I just want him to
No,
be
because he
done.
keeps saying
Yeah.
something, we
Let him.
finna get real raw.
Ladies, let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish. Just let him get it out, and then
Yeah.
we can talk about it. We can talk. Just let him finish. You keep saying we need Africa, and we obviously we know we don't need Africa. But go ahead, land your plane there.
Not only black people, brother. Not only black people. The whole go to read. The whole world need Africa. If Africa united, because we've been given a lot of assignments from white people, still we're busy to figure that out. That's why we've never turned it to you. That's why we're still fighting each other because we've been given an assignment. We still try to figure that out. We've been played. Look at what's happening right now. And one of the guy, the African Burkina Faso guy, said no, he's been trying to be, been assassinated. So we are so busy trying to figure this out, but we have everything what you need.
You can't figure it out when you're in the
You should
USA.
be proud of to be in
Aaron, can you
Africa.
mute
You should be
Aaron?
happy. You should be happy that you black, that your roots is come from Africa. The fact that you can
See,
deny
now
it
I'm about to
today.
get
You're not.
disrespectful too
You can
much.
deny it.
Okay,
You
I'm
can
about.
deny.
Okay, hold on, brother. Don't drop him.
You
Don't
got
drop
on my
him.
nerves.
I
I
was gonna mute
tried.
him.
You
Don't
call me emotional.
get
I'm a woman.
triggered. Don't
I'm a
get
woman.
triggered. Let him
Oh
finish.
Lord Jesus, I'm a woman.
Let him finish. Don't get triggered. Listen, let me address what this brother was saying real quick, okay? He's saying that we need Africa, but that's not true. If we need Africa, we'd all be over there in Africa right now. The truth is they need black Americans so they can come to the US. That's the fact of reality. That's the facts right there. They need us. We don't need them. They need our inventions. They need the stuff that we invented, the stuff that we contributed to society, because in the last 100, 200 years, they haven't contributed much. You understand? We've contributed more since we've been over here. And he doesn't understand the history because a lot of black Americans, whether they know it or not, unbeknownst to them or not, come from an indigenous bloodline from here. We've always been here. There's always been American Indians running around with afros and twists and locks in their hair. We have a rich history here, and we don't even have to go back that far. We can just go in the last 100, the last 200. We can just go when the United States became the United States, and we can start there. We can say this undoubtedly that we are
Too
at least
much.
indigenous to the United States. So where do we need Africa? No.
I just
Africa
don't
right now
understand why we
needs
entertain
Black
it.
Americans.
They have
Uh
no proof of concept. They have
yeah, they
no
don't.
proof of concept. Nothing that they listen. Just step back for a second. These are people who did not stay and fight and left and
Yeah.
came to where we're at. What logically could they say to teach us anything? You didn't stay, sir. You're not fighting where you're at, sir. How could you know anything about what is the right thing to do? Who needs who? You're where you want, you're where you need to be at. You left your country out of necessity. So obviously your country didn't have what you needed.
Listen to logic, right? That's logic right there. Listen to the logic. You're saying we need Africa. We need a homeland. We recognize that our homeland is here, and we're going to stand and fight here for our homeland here. We don't need to go over there and mix in and melt in and become become just our whole lineage get erased by going over there in Africa. We're going to stay right here and keep our Black American culture and history that everybody wants to partake in, because our culture is so influential that everybody wants to be a Black American at some point. They want to
And
dress
listen
like
to
it.
these
What they
people.
did to the Brazilians that went back
Listen
to
to these
Nigeria.
people though. Listen to them down there. They really believe white people. Where's the proof of civilization before Christopher Columbus? Yo, these people really think that the Spaniards was smarter than them, more intelligent than them, more capable than them. They
They had
literally sound
both.
so weak.
They
They sound so
traveled.
weak.
They just don't know. They don't know. And I'm tired of educating them. It's not until they find their self worth and stop leaning on ours, then they matter. But did you see what they did to the Brazilians who went back 130 years ago? They went back and they built in Nigeria. And they don't care. They tearing down their buildings and everything. 130 years. Historical buildings. From the descendants of enslaved from Brazil. I mean,
Too much. I have a question.
Okay, real quick, and I got to go to Aaron, and I got to get my boy Alteris up in here as well.
Yeah, I got you. So you said earlier that your wife was East African. Being FBA and being in those circles, do you get a lot of backlash because your wife is not an FBA?
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes, but I stand on business. Listen,
they
uh,
can only
I've
tell
been married 6 years. I've been married 6 years. I'm not going to divorce my wife because of FBA ideology. As long as I stand on business, I don't put down my lineage. I uplift my people, and I tell the truth. That's the biggest thing. I tell the truth, and my wife, even though she's from Kenya, she's not a tether. She thinks like me. She understands like everything I'm saying. She can co-sign and back up and say, "Hey, yeah, he's not lying right here. He's telling the truth right here." Now does she want me to calm down on the talking down to the Africans? Yeah, of course she does, and I understand that because she has to hear it, and it's unfortunate that other Africans who are not tethers have to hear it. But when you come against Black Americans, we're gonna roast you.
But can
That's
I
just
just
what it
back
is.
doc can I back too much as well? I just want to clarify, I don't dislike all Africans. I don't dislike all Caribbeans.
I don't need.
I dislike people who are direct threat to my lineage, people who are usurping my
yeah,
identity, and I
Yeah.
and I and I don't and I don't like people who sit complacent and silent next to their people who do that type of stuff.
Right.
get
All
them.
we're saying is show respect, and we're going to give it. Listen, we don't want to denigrate. Listen, we're not out to denigrate Africans. We're not out to denigrate Caribbeans. We're out to tell the truth about what we're experiencing from the ones that come to the United States. When I'm in Africa, man, it's all good. It's all good. There's, like I said, it's a good experience out there. But I understand my place. I'm always going to be on the outside in Africa because I'm from here. They're that tribal. They're just that tribal. It's in them. They teach their kids from in their own country to dislike another tribe in their own country. It's
Just like
passed down, and then they bring it here, and you wonder why the first and the second generation West Africans who come here, they don't like us either.
But the thing
Why?
about it is
Because
they
they
get
were
up here
taught
and they
that.
try to use our history against us.
And they try to lie and say they saw some video back in their homeland, which that's a lie. They try to say, oh, they got it from television. That's a lie, because all it shows, if you watch television, it just shows Black Americans balling out of control. It actually shows the success of us. But they come over here and bring that insecurity and that hatred towards us here because of that tribalism. It says, hey, my tribe is different from your tribe, and my tribe is better than your tribe. And they bring that here. And we're saying, don't bring that here. We got many different tribes in the United States. It's called California. It's called New York. It's called Louisiana. Those are different tribes if you want to think about, but we're all the same. They have a culture we have subculture. We have cultures within a culture. Louisiana don't necessarily rock like California. California don't necessarily rock like New York. But when we come together, we know what time it is. We cool with each other. We know
Texas is our own culture.
Everybody got their own swag, and we understand that. We get it. We got our American Indians. We understand that. Okay, yeah, we rock with you, copper color. We cool with. We understand that, but we're one. It's one culture. It's not a different culture. It's one culture. It's Black American culture, and we all know that. Louisiana got their flavor, the way they cook their chicken. Texas got a way they cook their chicken. They got that that mambo sauce up there in DC. I mean, we all know we all know our we know our people. We can be all over the world. I can be in Australia right now, and I can tell you somebody who's from Black American. I could be in Australia and be like, that's a Black American right there, and that's an African. I know the difference because we know our people no matter where we go. That's what the South Africans are not understanding when they attack Louisiana for Zulu or whatever. They don't and start doing this little cotton thing that they're doing. They don't understand that Louisiana didn't pick cotton. They did sugar cane. You see that? So they don't understand our culture and who we are and the many tribes that we even have here in America. But we do. And all we're saying is, back to the prompt. Why are you Pan-African? We got work to do in the Black community. We got things, instead of trying to bridge the gap over there in Africa, they're never gonna do it. They're never gonna do square business in Africa. They're never going to do square business in Africa. There's never gonna be high integrity in business in Africa. It's just not designed that way. It'll go smooth for a little while, but somebody's gonna find a way to scam something and take something and do something, and then guess what? That business is done. You need to worry about Americans, Black Americans here, what we need to do here as a people, how we can get more on code as a people, how we need to be doing business with New York and California and Texas and Louisiana and Florida and Montana. Wherever we at, we need to learn how to do business with each other there. We need a Black Expo on a national level and get our green book together where we can start focusing on our people only. And then one day, maybe 100 years later, maybe 6, who knows how long it's going to take for Africa to get on code. When they get to the level where they can have integrity in their business like we have here, then we can start doing what we got to do here. But we don't even have to think about Africa.
But I won't hold
we
my
got
breath.
all of America and South America to work with. You understand what I'm saying? I'd rather do business with the Caribbean before I do business with the Africans.
We got
They're closer.
Americas.
Yeah, we got the Americas. This is our homeland, the Americas. We got the indigenous people in the Americas that we need to one day get on code as well. Mm-hmm. So we got so many things to worry about. Africa needs to worry about Africa. Americans, Black Americans need to worry about Black Americans. Let me go up to our boy Aaron, and then we're going to go down to our tourists. Aaron, go ahead. Come off the mic.
All right, how y'all doing this morning? It's morning time where I'm from. Yeah, I'm down here in Miami, Florida. Okay, so so I want to say this. A desperate people will result into desperate measures. So we can't expect, for some Africans or Caribbeans to come over here and align with us as Pan-Africanists. Well, I'm not a Pan-African at all, period. But these people think that those immigrants would come over here and side with them. See, first and foremost, when you're at the immigration office, they will present to you rules and regulations, and a part of those rules is not to deal with us. And they take that. They'll take it. They'll take it and they'll run with it. You know, that's something we have to understand. And if you are a Pan-Africanist, simply go to Africa. You know, just go to Africa. You know, I mean, that's just plain and simple, because it's not going to work in America. You're in America. This is America. You know, and you're going to have people against that. You're going to receive major pushback, first and foremost, you know. So that's how I feel about that situation. You know, we have to work on ourselves first and foremost, I believe, only, you know, because, you know, we be too neutral. And then that's how we lost every fucking thing. And if you look inside our communities, you know, you have foreign merchants operating within our community. And then, you know, you see brothers out there just hanging out, you know, standing on the corner, drinking malt liquor and using drugs. What that means? That means we're locked out the economic system. We locked out the economic system. Why we locked out the economic system? Because we so goddamn friendly and allowing people to come inside our community and put down and leave us with nothing but crumbs. I mean, everywhere I go, I see that, and I don't like it. Something got to be done about that, you know? And that's all, man. I land there.
Okay. I see you down there in Florida, so you know about all of the mixture. You know, Florida, man. Like I said, I went down to the Miami airport, okay, and all I saw, nothing against it, but all I saw was Haitians.
Haitians, and they're rude as hell. I had to check one of them at Starbucks at the airport down there because she got smart with me. I said, "Ma'am, you should not be working in the service industry if you're gonna be disgruntled this early in the morning. You here to serve me."
Now,
Okay,
I'll say this.
At
I had a different
84%.
experience down there. When I went out there, the Haitians showed me love in Florida. I will say that.
Nah, they was rude to
They
me. I ain't
handled
gonna
me with
hold you.
care. I had a Haitian taxi driving me around. I mean, yeah, I felt like I was in Haiti. Coming
Too
down
much.
there,
I'm telling you, in
Fort Lauderdale.
Florida and in Miami, I had a different experience with them. But I'm gonna tell you something. I've been to Turks and Caicos 2 times this year, and it's a lot of Haitians in Turks and Caicos. And I ain't gonna hold you. The islanders out there, they show me mad love. But it seems like
They
when they
show
come to
love.
America, they get entitled. I ain't gonna hold you. They get real comfortable and they get entitled when they come to America. But when they over there, I mean, yeah, they cool.
I got you.
Okay,
Okay,
well,
this is our
let me
goal.
tell you this. I want to say this about Miami real quick. Okay, it's only 500,000 Haitians in Miami, you know, and in the
That's
state
a
of Florida,
lot.
it's two.
Too
That is a
much.
No,
hell
no,
of a
no,
lot.
That's too much.
That is a lot.
no.
How many Haitians
Okay,
are in Haiti?
Hold on, let
okay,
him finish real quick. Go ahead.
okay. You'll be surprised when I say this. You know, it's more Black Americans that's scattered around Miami and in the state of Florida. It's 2.3 million Black Americans in the state of Florida alone. So we still gap all immigrants by a long shot. You know, sometimes, you know, they could make it seem like it's a lot of them, but it ain't. Trust me, it ain't. I was born and
I'm
raised in
saying it's
Miami,
a
and it was
lot
all.
of them, but they come from a small part of an island. I guarantee how many Haitians is in Haiti? I want to know if it's half
It's
a
10.
11 or
I'm
11
gonna tell you.
13 million.
I'm gonna
11.
tell you. It's 10 million. It's like 11.
Oh,
Look,
10
listen.
million.
Haiti is a small island. It's
Mm-hmm.
only 13 million Haitians in the world. Just
Mm-hmm.
13 million. It's only 4 million Jamaicans in the world. Those
Mm-hmm.
are small groups.
We know.
Extremely small
okay,
groups.
but Aaron,
You
the only
know,
thing
and
that
then
I was trying to make a point of is that I heard that it's more Jamaicans in Toronto in the UK than it is in Jamaica. That's what I'm trying to get at.
But can I
well,
say
no,
this?
no, no,
We're at
no.
84% of Black Americans that do not live below poverty. Since everybody keeps
There's
saying
no mass number of us
I am
outside of
rooting for
America.
us to be at 99% in the next 10 years. We can do it.
Majority of us are here in America. There's no mass. You can't find millions and millions and millions of us nowhere. We
Okay,
here in America.
right. We here
We don't have to
exactly.
immigrate. We built it.
Exactly.
They do.
Somebody try to say there's 50 million Black Americans in Africa. I don't believe that.
That's a lie.
I don't believe that.
That's
1,500.
Somebody
if
type
there's
it in
50
and I just
million,
want to
go
laugh.
Google
Somebody
it.
said
If it's 50
1,500.
million.
That sounds reasonable.
Time
15
change, time change.
million.
There is a lot. Trust me, there is a lot.
That's
Time
it.
Ain't no,
change.
ain't
1,500.
no
That's it.
50
15
million
million.
Black
Y'all
No,
love
Americans.
no.
to lie.
I
Why?
really
Why
appreciate
lie?
you guys
The
for giving
next
me that
person
an
that lie, I'ma
opportunity to
just
talk to
drop.
you guys.
I'ma just
What
drop.
is
The
your
next
name?
you supposed to been gone. Why you still here?
Okay, let me get to my boy Alteris. Alteris, go ahead and mute your mic, brother. Now,
Peace and blessings.
my brother has lineage in the Americas and in Africa, brother. Okay, just so y'all know, he has lineage from the Americas and from Africa. Go ahead, Alteris.
Yeah, my lineage in America, 8 generations. My mother's family came from out of Brazil. They were picking sugar cane and were brought here to the Americas to pick cotton. My father's lineage is from out of Luxor and Alexandria, Egypt. And I go back 8 generations in that too. But I am a proud, born, Dade County, Miami American who dwells in North Carolina right now. And me personally, when I hear my African brothers and my African sisters get on here talking about, oh, you gotta come back to Africa. You gotta come back over here. You gotta do this. This is your land. This is your that. Fuck that shit. You'd be ignorant if you thought you were going to go over there and do that bullshit. Me, even when I go home, I'm treated like shit by my own fucking family, by my own father's side of the family. So they don't like the fact that the whole world imitates the American black man. The whole world. They don't like that. So they're always trying to find ways to sneak in there and usurp and say, hey, we got to come together. We got to sing Kumbaya. Before we start singing Kumbaya with Africa, Africa needs to be able to go into certain pools still. Africa still needs to be able to go into certain restaurants still. Africa needs to take off those colonial wigs that they wear on their heads when they are judging one another. Africa needs to stop with all the tribalism and destroying one another and fighting tribe after tribe after tribe. The best thing Africa has had is Gaddafi, and now the best thing that they have is Burkina Faso. And they're going to take out Ibrahim Traoré. And you remember, brother, last time I talked to you, I said, now you watch. We ain't going to have to worry too much about the white man. It's going to be the niggas in Africa who's going to take him down for the white man. So when they talk about this kumbaya and we all come together, and I don't go with the Pan-Africanism bullshit either, because you know why? Because we all sit here and sing this song like, oh, we were just so happy and peace-loving and caring for one another in Africa and yada, yada, yada. Look, slavery came way before there was any Caucasian on the planet. And that was us, that was Africans doing it to their own people. If you know who the Dogon tribe is, they made a movie about the Dogon tribe, and it hurt my feelings to see my brothers and sisters of America praising the Dogon tribe.
Come on.
So when I'm like, you're talking, you're going to sit here and you're going to praise people that walked you through them Sanhedrin gates and sold you off to not just the white man, but to Arabs, to Armex, to Amish, to French, to Jews. Then they bring you over here. They bring you over here and build this whole country off of your back. And then the ones that were already here that would help you, it's like a lot of, I don't understand, like, I can't understand this concept, brother, where I hear all these people talk about the black man is the original man and this and that and blah, 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 right? So if we're the original man, how the fuck were we just secluded to one place? Like, make that make sense. The only place that our structure, our bone and DNA have not been found is in Siberia. That's the only place in the world. You go all around this world, even in Japan, the Edo province in Japan, that's black people. And people don't even know it. People don't even pay attention. And see, now, if you look at this very closely, bro, you look at this very closely. You today, right now, is the time that the black American is the center of it all. And the reason why the black American is the center of it all is because the black American is $14 trillion worth of the United States economy. $14 trillion worth of the United States economy, brother. Now you imagine if $14 trillion just got pulled out of the economy that quick here in the United States. Pay very close attention, even on this app that we have right here. Them Japanese, the Chinese, the Koreans, who are they appealing to? They ain't hollering at that white man. They ain't hollering at that African. They're not hollering at the Arab. They're not hollering at the Indian. Who are they hollering at? They're hollering at you. Look, come do business with us. Do a direct line with us. We don't care about the terrorists. We don't care about what's going on. They're all calling out to you. They want your ideas. They want your blood. They want your sweat, and they want your tears. But what they don't want to do is give you the respect that you deserve. So when I hear these brothers talk about come back home, that ain't fucking home for you. This is your home. This is your home.
Are you talking to me, brother?
The United States of the corporation is your home. You're going to have to make it the United States of America again, because it's no longer the United States of America. It's the United States of the corporation, and the only reason the corporations are surviving is because of you. Y'all need to pay attention when these Jews are talking, man. When Israel Cohen got up there and wrote the the 20th century plan for the Negro, he was talking about Americans, not anybody else.
Okay, don't get us taken down, man, Alteris. Don't get us taken down, brother. You spit that game.
Yeah, bro. They just now started letting me come back.
I heard that tell them it's gonna be an African in that do it. It's gonna be somebody out there. You looking at you falling for the propaganda.
Listen. I'm gonna say this. Listen, man. Y'all know there's a reason why they don't want Black Americans to leave. They keep threatening. See, they have to threaten you with the idea like go back to Africa, but they don't really mean that, and they don't really want that because they understand that you are an economy, and if you are not just an economy, you are innovators. You are what push the envelope for new inventions to happen, for new technology to happen. And if they were to extract that out of the United States, they would lose that. See, we are what makes America number one. I keep saying we just need to do an experiment 1 year and just not participate in the Olympics and see how good America fares without us on a global scale.
They won't even go.
We do that. That's enough to be like, y'all, but you keep wanting to threaten us to go back to Africa? That's enough for them to say, hey man, hold on, man. We gotta roll out the red carpet again. We gotta start being you understand what I'm saying? They're emboldened now, but it's to their own detriment. See, we need to actually think that this, listen, we don't want racism that's hidden. We want racism that's out in the front, that's seen by everyone. We don't want people with harboring bad feelings for us but smiling on our face. No, we want the emboldened kind, because now we can check it. Now we can fight it. Now we can combat that. Now, this new world that we live in right now, where they think they can just say whatever they want to say and do what they want to do, we need to love it, because we're gonna continue to check that. Did y'all see that Asian lady who was dissing that African lady in Africa, saying go back to Africa, we don't like your color, and she was singing that little song? And then did y'all see the video after where the police hemmed her up and she had to be like, oh, you guys are you're doing much better than I am, because you're a teacher, and my boyfriend fed me these lies about white supremacy, and I'm so you see what them Chinese people made her do? They made that woman apologize because they know better. They don't want that stigma of racism over there in China, even though they are. They don't want that stigma on China though, because they want to do business with who? Black Americans, and they know how we are about that racist stuff. So if they didn't check her, we were going to look at that and be like, "Oh, China, you want to play that game? Well, now we're not doing nothing with China." And they don't want. They all want our economy. They all want our ingenuity. They all want our intelligence. Our inventions, they want it all. They want our magic. They want our mojo. They want our spirit. If you watch the movie Sinners, they want our very soul. Why? because they are without and we are with. Do you understand that?
And
Amar,
I want you to pay.
land your plane real quick, Archer. I gotta go to Amar and then I gotta go to Salt. Go ahead.
I want you lot to pay attention. With this white supremacy thing, the Aryan Brotherhood, the Triple Ks, all of these guys. You remember it used to be our names in their mouths all the time. You notice who they're talking about now? They're talking about those small hat people, those Jewish people. They don't even care. They don't even care about us no more. You know why they don't care about us? Because them small hat people are doing everything within their power to make some type of alliance with us. And they even said it. 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘀𝗶cie said, how does 5% of the world consider itself superior to anybody?
They paying attention to us.
You see what I'm saying?
We always being watched. Don't think we're not being watched. Don't. We're not. We can never. We have never gotten to a spot of being comfortable, and that's what the world is confused. What they consider success, we've been had that. They just
wait. Maybe you
but
misunderstanding.
the fight never stopped. You saying that they're paying attention to the small hats.
Too much you need to get involved in this, man. I know you are a smart man.
Yeah,
the small hats
they're paying attention.
They never
learn from one another.
Right. The reason why they are paying so close attention to that small hat is because when have you ever known a white man or a black man to be over the United States Treasury? When have you ever known a white man or a black man to be over the estates of the American economy and the entertainment fund? When have you known? You haven't, have you? Well,
what are you talking about? You don't know the inventors of the things. You don't know the people who actually was in there during the Reconstruction period. See, we actually have names. And I understand that you like to research, so I'm going to go tell you, go look it up.
Yeah, I understand all, sister, trust me, I am very fluent in the history.
I understand, but you just asked a question that has an answer to it.
Well, right, because I'm getting to a point. I already know the establishment of the United States, man. Can't no one say anything better. There wouldn't even be in America if there was no Benjamin Button.
We wouldn't even be seeing movies in the theater if it wasn't for a black American who invented it.
He's not saying about the inventors. He's talking about the people who run it now. Go ahead real quick, land your plane. I got to go to Amar. Go ahead.
Right. So the ones that are running it now, they're trying to put our face on everything. Every single thing that you can possibly imagine. They're putting our face on everything because, for one, they are afraid. They are fallen as a people. They got all the money in the world, but the protection is not good. Okay, this is why they're putting together all of these different private industries. See, what I do, I work in private security. I'm a contractor. So when I work in private security, I'm starting to notice that a lot of these small hat people are starting to hire more of my people. You understand? Like, even to the point to where there's 3 guys in my unit, I had to dismiss them from my unit because the guy that I'm working for, that I'm under contract right now, did not want them in his unit. They didn't want him around his house. They didn't want those guys around his estate. And the only reason he did not want them around the estate is because he said he didn't want no white men around. Okay? Now understand what the transition that's taking place here in America. Understand. You've never seen so much white fear in your life. Why are you seeing white fear? Because those lies that they keep telling you, the statistics of us being a downtrodden people and not having anything, and we're always struggling, and every time they want to show us in the hood or selling dope and everything else. But see, the real reality of it is that we're keeping this motherfucker afloat. Okay? We're keeping it afloat. And the only reason World War III is not coming is because we're here.
Okay. I got to stop you right there because I don't want them to flag you. I don't want them to take you down. Let me go to good game. That's our brother Arteris, man. This brother speaks some good game. If y'all should follow this brother and listen to him with open mind. I'll just say that. Don't understand. Listen to him with the open mind. He spits a lot of game. And it comes from it's not coming from fantasy. It's coming from actual reality, and he moves in certain spaces. I'll just say it like that. Thank you, my brother. Amara, and then I'm gonna go up to K and then Eddie. Go ahead, Amara.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep it short and succinct because I'm not
Before you
long-winded.
speak, I got to drop, man. Hey, appreciate you, bro. Love. I tapped in with you. I text you. So have a great one. Take care.
Thank you, you too, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep it short and succinct. Pan-Africanism is a fallacy. I'm not Pan-Africanist. I was at one point in time. I mean, I believed in it at one point in time. As I've gotten older and you become an adult, you start to hold people accountable. You start to self-reflect and you do the work on yourself, and then you wonder why other people are not. And then you start to divest from situations and people naturally that are not mutually beneficial. And it has been proven that our relationship with the melanated diaspora is in 2025 is not mutually beneficial. Period, point blank. I don't, there's nothing else that I really need to say on it.
That's it. Okay, let me go to Eddie, and then we're gonna go up to Blue at the top. Eddie.
Hey, how y'all doing? Thanks for having me up, brother. Truly appreciate it. Peace and blessings to the panel. I just wanted to talk about how we all should really look to come together because we're in a time where our kids are missing, our food is poison, our water's poison. Everything about the country that we in does not appreciate who we are as a people. They're not fit to govern us. So yes, I am a Pan-Africanist. I followed your
Why?
boy Larry.
Why
Why?
are you a Pan African? Why?
Why? Because I believe we need our own nation, our own people. This
And
once
you
was.
believe,
We
and you
once
believe
had
they're
that.
gonna let us have our own nation in Africa?
It's not about them letting us. If we get in
You
order, we
think they
can
gonna
have
have?
this. We can have this.
Hold on,
So
KW.
if I told you this, if I said that, hey, look, we had our own nation. It was
Liberia.
basically
Why not?
in
Why
Ethiopia.
not go to Liberia? Why not go to Liberia then? Why not? Why are you in America right now? Why not just fly over to Liberia and start building up Liberia right now?
Okay, so you're absolutely right. I'm not just saying just one part of Africa. I'm saying all of Africa. So
So you
if
think
you
1 billion
listen to
people?
this, because you said this earlier. You said we are the chosen people, right? So if we're the chosen people, were the chosen people spread to the four corners of the universe, of the earth? Were they?
Yeah,
Were the four? Yes? No?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So if we're the four, we're the people of the book, and we were spread to the four corners of the earth, then it would take a gathering of the people, correct?
Why do you think the gathering is? Listen, there's already 1 billion people on that continent.
I'm just basically
What,
trying to resonate
who
with
are
you.
you gonna move off there? Who are you gonna move off that land to because let me have you ever been to Africa, sir? Have you ever been there?
No, I have not, brother.
Okay, there's a lot of Pan Africans who've never been to Africa. I've been to Africa multiple times, brother.
Okay.
Multiple times. It's not
Completely understand.
what you think it is.
All right.
They're very hospitable and they're very curious by nature. But
Okay.
that's it.
So
You're
let's
not
go.
gonna
Let's
get
do
it
this.
popping over there. You need to go watch this movie. And I keep telling everybody, go watch the movie Nigerian Prince. And then you come back to me and you tell me if you want to go over there and you want to be a Pan African.
I will definitely check that movie out. The
It's on
Nigerian
Netflix.
Prince. But let me ask
Nigerian
this
Prince.
question of you. Let me ask this question of you. Have you ever heard of Mandela?
No, no.
So you never heard of the siege of Mandela that happened in 1868, where the British came into Ethiopia and basically sacked Mandela and basically took gold manuscripts and scrolls and took them back to Europe.
Okay, so
They
not I don't know Magna, but I know that they did that. I know that they
It's
did
called
that.
Mandela. Look
Okay.
that up, brother. So it's called the Siege of Mandela. So when
Okay.
they tell you that you've been over here for 400 years, that's the deception that they gave you. So we were once kings and queens in Africa. And yes, we got sacked in 1868.
Oh my God, y'all, come on.
Jesus Christ.
What do you
Come
mean
on, it's
by this?
Brother,
2025.
brother,
What do you
listen,
I
mean
was
brother.
by
kings
this?
and queens here, dum dum. I didn't have to be
Yeah.
a king and queen, and I was a king and I was a queen
Queen,
here.
Why would she
Queen
call go out
Khalifa.
of
Okay,
pocket like
hold
that?
on, brother. Let me give y'all
That's
some.
kind of
Hold on. Let me give y'all some game real quick.
dumb.
Have y'all ever seen that movie, The Wiz?
That's how
Who's
you
seen
speak to your brother, sister.
hold on, brother.
No, you trying to tell me that I was from
That's
Africa? That's
not.
Nobody
disrespectful.
should.
And
You
and
being
Nobody
how
should.
and
disrespectful to
how
No,
and
me.
how
you don't
did you
have to
guys do
be.
know
Hold
one
on.
another basically? When you guys don't
Hold
want to listen?
on. Hold on real quick. Have you guys ever seen the movie The Wiz or The Wizard of Oz? Did
Movies will
you
never say anything, brother.
Okay,
Movies.
no. Our
I
movies
ain't
do,
never
sir.
seen The Wiz. Come on
Hold
now.
on. Our movie.
You must
Listen,
not know how the opposition
listen.
moves. You
Marvel.
say
Hold
movies don't
on,
say nothing.
brother. Stop. You guys don't disrespect me. Okay. Listen. The movies like Marvel, X-Men, the movies, all those superhero movies. I hope you understand. That's about us. That Planet of the Apes. All this stuff. I mean, in America, they like to hide the truth. Little segments in our movies. If y'all ever seen the movie The Wiz, the Wicked Witch of the West was Queen Khalifa,
California.
which is California, the name of California. If y'all think she wasn't real, she was real, and she had these mythical creatures. They don't longer exist anymore. I forgot the name of them, but whenever you see those flying monkeys, those were the mythical creatures that she had, and you see them on the buildings. If you understand that there are buildings that are older than 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 years old because they were buildings that are already built here, they have these 15 feet long doorways. They're not
They are called the
gargoyles.
Amaraku, bro.
Yeah, okay, they're called
They're
something
called
else.
they are the Amaraku. They
Okay,
were a legion or an army that was given to her under the order of the Fatima Empire, which Fatima is from here, and you see her on display over top of the Capitol building. That
so
is
if
her.
you
That is
look at all
Khalifa's.
these buildings, they have them in
Is
Atlanta, they
there
have them in Philadelphia, they have them. I don't know if they still have them, but they had them in Chicago before they burnt some of that
is
stuff
there a
down.
grave
They
site?
have it in
Is there
Washington
more proof?
D.C. They even have some buildings here in California. They all are built. They're all you think they're
I'm giving
Victorian
y'all
age
information
buildings,
about the
but they're not, and they
Solomonic
have these
dynasty.
mystical
Y'all
creatures on
talking?
them.
This is crazy.
Hold on, brother. They have these mystical creatures on them with wings on them, and you guys see them everywhere, but you don't know. I keep trying to tell y'all there's forbidden knowledge and there's hidden knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Hidden knowledge is hid away, like in the Vatican, like in these museums where you can't see them. Forbidden knowledge is hidden right in front of your face. You just don't know what those symbols mean. A lot of the symbol that you think is Illuminati or whatever, or you think you don't know. Those are our symbols. Those are the indigenous people here symbols that they were using. They are power centers. Notice why airports are built next to these type of centers. They're not built too far from them. Notice how Washington D.C., if you look at it from an aerial point of view, it has a design. We built that way. It was all built by us.
Brother,
Now I
ask
do
me some
Contrary,
this,
contrary
bro.
to
Hold
popular
on, hold
belief,
on. Who up here know about the Solomonic dynasty?
I know about the Solomonic dynasty.
Okay,
I
so
know about both of the
where is
Solomonic
the
dynasty. There are two
Solomonic
Solomonic
dynasty?
dynasties.
Where's the
There is
Solomonic dynasty?
there is the Solomonic dynasty that came out of the house of Hiram, the Hiram of Tyre dynasty, which is the architect or the architect or the architect or the Imhotep of that time, and
So
that is in
where do you know
Africa.
the
Then
location
there
of
is the
it?
Solomonic dynasty that is based on the Banneker or the monarch of the what we would back in the oldest name for America was Amaru. So there was the Amaru people. And the Amaru people had the oldest marker, and their predations even go further back than Solomon's predations, even
So
down to the
hold
Beersheba.
on. Can I ask you a question, bro? So the Solomonic dynasty, if we had to look on the map today, where would it have been?
brother, I gotta mute you up because I want to get to Blue real quick. And
Ask me a
not
question
that
and
we're
you went
not
right
that we're
past
not
me without me
interested. It's just that
explaining
we don't
anything.
have the time to go into it right now. I'm actually gonna have to end the live in about 5 minutes, but I want to get to Blue and I
Right,
want to
brother.
get to
Thanks anyway.
TN1.
Hey, brother, too much.
Yes, sir.
I have to return back to post, but I wanted to say, contrary to popular belief, that on the back of your dollar bill, none of that comes from Egypt. That pyramid is here in the United States of America. It is called the Paraguna, and the Paraguna is found in 𝗤𝗂𝗏𝗵𝘁, California.
That's it.
Look it up.
That's it. So I'm just here to. I mean, I love when you're on this stage, brother, because the knowledge and the people need this information. They just don't. They just haven't been exposed to it or done the research. And if we all understood a little bit of that, we would hold true to our American nationality and not try to give it up so quickly to go be a Pan African. Let me go to Blue real quick, TN1, and then I'm gonna shut down the mic. And then, hold on. If I know we got a lot of people in the room. I'm pretty sure Sweet Wolfie's probably going to do a page. Y'all go follow this girl right here. She's going to continue the conversation or talk about whatever she wants to talk about over there. So y'all go follow FBA Sweet Wolfie, and she's going to continue the conversation. Let me hear from Blue and TN1 real quick before we close out. Go ahead, Blue.
I just want to make it real quick. Pan African is great in theory, but it's not practical because your Africans over there are not Pan. They don't believe in that ideology. So I don't know why they're trying to push it to Black Americans when they're not Pan over there. You can't take care of somebody else's home when your home is in shambles. You have to take care of your own first because you are considered an infidel if you don't take care of your home first.
That's right.
That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, again, guys, just quick announcement before we go. We got our own cryptocurrency. If you don't know, we have our own cryptocurrency. We're still in phase 1. We're just trying to build up the liquidity pool before we launch it full scale. I can launch it full scale at any time, but I'd rather build up the liquidity pool of it first. Go check out FBA Coin. Go check out fbacoin.org, fbacoin.org, and do your due diligence over there, and then support the coin. Also, if you like music with a real message, check out my playlist or check out my songs on Spotify and all major streaming platforms. Too Much Moxie. Too Much Moxie. That's with 3 O's, Much Moxie, on Spotify, and stream all the music. I even got country music on there for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty diverse. Just go check it out. And if you want to get merch like this hat, go to muchoart.com, muchoart.com. If you want to learn about AI generation and how to build generational wealth for the future, hit me up on the back end, and I'll get you plugged in. I'll send you an ebook that you can read, and it's going to point you in that path, and it's free. So with that being said, hey, Wolfie, go ahead and close us out, and then y'all follow her when this live ends. Go ahead, Wolfie.
I'll be up in give me about 20 minutes. I have to call my people, my upper people. But we do thank you. Thank all the mods. Thank the chat. Thank the panel. Too Much will be coming up live for the next week. We can at least say a week. In the morning, what's this? Eastern time at 4 o'clock?
4 Pacific time, which is about 7 Eastern. About 7 Eastern. I'll be up about 4 in the morning, my time. And I'll go till about right now, which is about 10 a.m. ish. That'll be my schedule for right now.
Blue, do you have a topic you want us to talk about today?
I don't have one. I was trying to look up that somebody posted it in a live about how Donald Trump is trying to militarize the police department in Black neighborhoods. But
okay, we can talk about that. All righty, we will be going live in the next 20 minutes. I just have to make a phone call, and I'll be back with y'all. Thank you for joining. Come back tomorrow. See y'all tomorrow. Bye,
y'all tomorrow. Take care. Peace.